gorgeous light beings, my healers, my star seeds, my light workers. Welcome and welcome back to my channel, the Pleiadian Priestess. Today's reading is going to be a little bit of a cutesy mystery reading because we're going beyond the veil and seeing what messages you need to know. So I specifically asked Spirit to tap me in beyond the veil to your ancestors, spirit guides, whoever, whatever you need to know right now. And a bunch of different messages came through, which I love. So feel free to choose more than one group if you are called to more than one group. But today we're going to get into messages you need to know from Spirit, okay? Messages that you have been avoiding, haven't been listening to, been having a hard time interpreting, just whatever you need to know right now. Messages you need to hear. We have 4 groups, all very different. Like I said, choose more than one if you feel called to do so. But you're going to start with choosing the photo or the energy that calls out to you the most, even the number, okay? You're going to choose your group, and as always, I'll see you gorgeous people at your reading. Thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe, please, and thank you. It really helps if you want to support in the small ways. And yeah, I love you guys. Bye. Mwah. Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. If you chose 𝐓𝐴1, or however you found yourself here, welcome. If you are hearing the AC in the background, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to use my headphones today to try to cut out the noise, okay? But if you hear it, I apologize. Today's reading is going to be about, we're trying to go beyond the veil and figure out what you need to hear the most right now. So, I don't know, I kind of been feeling like in a state of like apathy for the past few weeks. Like, so much is going on that you kind of have to like turn off your emotions to not feel as much, or that's like my experience when I'm like feeling too many things. So I'm kind of like, what's going on, where do I go next, kind of like psyching myself out. And I definitely know I need to ground, okay? But instead of me taking care of myself, let me do a reading for you guys about what do you need from the most right now, okay? Hopefully when I watch this reading back, I can find a reading that will resonate for me as well, okay? But let's get into it. Before I was doing your reading, when I was asking Spirit to tap me in and tune me in, I was hearing that success is coming. Your flowers are coming. You are going to be showered with flowers, okay? And that's funny how that rhymes, okay? And that's how I know that the reading is, but not resonating, but that's how I know that it's a channel message, because when I start rhyming, as I said in like a few other piles that I've done in other readings, that's how I know that that's my confirmation, okay? So you're going to be showered with flowers. I heard rest, and I heard that love is either in your heart or on its way. And that is Young at Heart by Frank Sinatra. Those are the some of the lyrics from the song. Love is either in your heart or on its way. So those 3 things are coming through. Success, you're going to be showered with flowers, but right now you need to rest, okay? And love is either in your heart or on its way. So love could be on its way to you right now, or you are currently in love with someone, or catching feelings for someone, or someone is currently doing that for you, okay? So let's see what cards come out for you guys. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. So this signifies movement. It says you'll never get anywhere if you keep standing still. And that is kind of that energy of things are happening, you're determined, you're going somewhere, you're going to get what you want, okay? This is at the bottom of the deck. So when I see the bottom of the deck energy, this is like what's to come. But right now you're being told to rest, okay? So maybe some of you do need to get grounded, go on a bicycle ride, take the scenic route, you know what I mean? Take some time for yourself is also what I'm hearing. So what do you need to hear? We're trying to go beyond the veil. Please, Spirit, what do my group ones need to hear most right now? What do they need to hear most right now? Y'all saw how these cards pull out. We have the World, Accomplishment, the end of a cycle. That's the first card coming through. Let's see if I can move this down a little bit more so you can see the card. Here we have the King of Swords. So now it's a time for rest and studying, learning more about something, or maybe learning something new. Maybe reading to ground yourself is what I'm getting as well, or writing it out. You know, if you're having feelings that you can't fully process or understand right now, maybe it will be best for you to write it out, okay? If you have no one to talk to, journaling, or putting all your pain or sorrow or love, even, doesn't always have to be bad feelings. Whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, whatever it may be about, just write it down. I'm hearing put it in a song. I'm hearing say you love me, say you love me, then put it in a love song, put it in a love song. Say you need me, then write it in a letter form. Write a letter to someone. Okay, so you know what I'm getting? Maybe if you're being burdened by feelings for someone that may not reciprocate them, or you think it's too early to say things like this to this person, or you're not in contact with someone, you're in separation right now, take all the things you're feeling right now and write a letter to your younger self, write a letter to your future self, write a letter to your present self, write a letter to the person, tell them everything you're feeling. If you can't say it to them, write it in the letter, burn it, maybe send it, who knows. But there's something here about getting all the pent up emotions out of you, okay? There's an end that's coming, and I do believe it's kind of like, you know, like when the end of the movie comes, you know, like it's like a climax that's gonna burst and something good is gonna happen, and they're gonna wrap up the movie with like a nice pretty bow. If you're watching a romance movie, okay, let me specify. If you're watching like a romance movie or like a very feel good, happily ever after kind of movie, you know that despite what all the characters are going through in the movie, it's gonna wrap up in a nice pretty little bow if the person does it right, right? You know what I'm also hearing? If write your own happily ever after, because if I know, I'm getting a feeling of how I feel whenever I watch a movie and whoever made the movie did not wrap it up, or it's not as good as I could have written it myself. That's how I feel a lot of the times when I'm watching movies or shows. I'm like, I could have done this so much better. It would have been so much better. I could have wrapped it up, told more stories, more plot twists, whatever. Like, it's like when I see trailers to movies and like the movie doesn't live up to that trailer. That's kind of what I'm getting here, and it's like, or when I'm reading a book, write a romance book, and I want a specific kind of mood and a specific kind of thing. If you can't find the stories you want to read, write them yourself. If you can't find the movies that you're happy watching and you feel like you can leave it with a nice smile on your face, write the movies yourself. That's the kind of energy coming through. It's time for you to show yourself. Okay, I'm hearing the song from Frozen 2. Show yourself. I know that you're out there. It's when Elsa's looking for the voice that keeps singing to her. She keeps hearing it. She knows um, that it's talking to her, but she can't interpret what they're trying to say. And then later on in the movie, she says, "I knew who you were all along." When I was it "Show Yourself" or "Into the Unknown," one of those songs from the Frozen 2. She was like, "I knew who you were the whole time. I was just like kind of lying to myself. I felt like I've known you, like you're a part of me." And basically, the spirit that was singing to her was herself, right? And it took her most of the movie to figure that out. But even though she was still saying, "I knew it was you the whole time," or "I felt like I knew you, but I was kind of scared to admit it to myself," that kind of thing. Um, I completely forgot where I was going with that, but there's something here about already knowing the answer, knowing what to do, stepping into yourself, finding yourself, right? There could be something you want to do right now that you're scared to do, and Spirit is like, stop being so scared. Let yourself be seen. You are the main character. Life can be beautiful. Life can be filled with rainbows and butterflies. You can be the main character in a movie. Maybe that's what you want, to feel like you're the main character in a movie and everything's going right for you. Why can't that be? Why is that not true? What's stopping that from being true? If you don't like how the story's being written, write it yourself. And I'm hearing, "Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun." I am unwritten. You can't read my mind because I'm undefined. But the part that was coming through is the rest is still unwritten. The rest of your life is unwritten. If you don't like how it's going now, change something. You know, if you don't change something, things are going to stay the same, right? Get up and do something. That's that movement, chariot card energy. The bottom of the deck can sometimes represent what you can't see right now or what you're not seeing. And what you're not seeing is that you have the power to change everything. If you don't like how your story's going, rewrite it. Okay, so things like that are coming through for you guys, but the end of the cycle does approach, okay, with the world card here, where you're going to be thrust into the spotlight, where you're going to be given your flowers, you know, that kind of thing, where the attention is going to be on you. And that's that main character energy you've been wanting for so long, maybe you've been running from, but it's like something you can't run from anymore. With the King of Swords, like I was saying, if you don't like how the story is going, rewrite it, edit it, or write your own story, right? Write your own song. But it is also giving me, like, write it out, talk it out, cry it out, release those emotions. The King of Swords sometimes works better through communication and writing and talking than feeling. You know what I mean? Or being too emotional. If you don't understand emotions, try to not interpret them the best way you can, but it's like how people turn their pain into a song or a movie. That keeps coming through, that vibe of whatever you're dealing with right now could be great, like material in a song or a movie that could help you, kind of like shoot you into the stratosphere. Maybe some of you here are experiencing writer's block or creator's block, and that's going to be coming to an end as well. But a story wants to be written through you. It could be your own personal story that it wants to, come through you, or someone else's, right? Maybe you're meant to be a writer. Maybe you're meant to be an author, maybe you're meant to write the next big Harry Potter series, and you're just been sitting on the idea, and it's like, what are you waiting for, right? Things aren't going to happen until you make a move, okay? And here we have the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is giving me creative, passionate energy, things that you create, okay? When you are in the Ace of Wands energy, you're burning, you're aching to create something. And what Wands always represents for me is something outside of yourself, something that can be seen and felt by everyone else, right? Ew, I just got the dirtiest little example. Okay, so the Ace of Wands, for people who are familiar with the concept in the more 18 plus sense, the Ace of Wands represents the male member. And once the male member is up and ready to go and at attention, it can be seen and felt. And it's not going to go away until whatever. Ew, this is the nastiest little freaking example ever. Like, it's not going to go down until it relieves itself. The idea is not going to go away until you write it, until you talk about it. The person, the idea, the feelings are not going to go away until you experience them. That's what's coming through. That's what you need to hear the most right now. Group one. The hard on is not going to go away until you relieve it, right? The pent up passion that's been building for years, months, days, weeks, who knows how long. It's not gonna go away until you feel it out, you touch it out, you rub it out, whatever you want to freaking call it, guys. That needs to be done. You need to relieve yourself, okay? So yeah, there's some creative passion coming through here. The world can also represent being on the stage. I'm also hearing the World Wide Web, so maybe it's time for you to start that channel, start creating, start doing something. And that is what you're being called to do. That's what you need to know the most right now, okay? And that's kind of vibe that I'm getting, where you're hearing something or feeling something, but it's not coming to you as human words. You can't interpret it. It's coming to you as a song or a melody. You can't get a song out of your head. You can't get a book out of your head. You can't get a scene, a movie, a television show, a specific scene that happened in those television shows or movies out of your head. And it's kind of like, why does this song keep coming up? Why does this movie keep coming up? There's something about that song, movie, scene that you need to pick apart, interpret, right? And it has something to do with passion. There could be a new love coming in, but you don't want to pay attention to the signs, so you're not going to the right place to meet them, right? And the clues would be in the song, okay? That kind of thing is coming through for you guys. Yeah. I don't want to be too graphic, guys. But I am. It's human freaking nature. Right now, I'm going through I'm menstruating, whatever you want to freaking call it. Okay, and I just had like a really like stomach cramp just then, and it kind of reminds me how every month we kind of like shed all that backed up whatever it's called, eggs. I know what it's called, but I'm just like trying not to be too graphic about it. We shed the uterine lining. We keep it more scientific, and our body's like preparing ourselves to be impregnated again. Like our body's like, oh, it didn't happen this month. Pain. Better luck next time. When the pain is all gone, you're clearing your system out. It's kind of like giving a little bit of a purge. So maybe you're going through a purge right now, and that's why you may feel so uncertain, so up in the air. Maybe that's why you're feeling more tired than usual. Things like that are coming through for you guys. But I have like a tinge of pain. I'm like, huh, maybe this could be a thing. Yeah, right now my body's purging out all the old, and they're like, maybe. And it's funny how the uterus creates babies. That's the sacral chakra. Wow. So yeah, there's really, really, really something here about you creating something or being called to make something that you're kind of ignoring the call, or you don't know where to start. Read a book about what you want to create, what you want to do. Learn more about it. It doesn't even have to be a book, right? Ask a question. Learn from someone that has more knowledge than you about the subject, right? Like a mentor is what I'm getting from this energy. But I'm like, yeah, the uterus is like cleansing and clearing itself to be prepared. So hopefully we'll get pregnant next month. Not in the near future, uterus. You're gonna have to keep waiting, sis. I'm sorry, but that's literally what your body's saying. Like, and it's funny how I think it was like my friend, my best friend, who was telling me that the reason why we kind of get angry at our partners when we are menstruating or going through our cycle is because we're biologically mad at them for not getting us pregnant. So we're sitting there lashing out and beating up, not beating them up, you know what I mean, but maybe cussing them out, having extra little attitude that day with them or something, or for that week with them. And it's kind of like your body's biologically saying, why aren't I pregnant right now? It's your fault, kind of thing. And it's the funniest thing that I heard in my life. I'm like, really? Okay. I don't have nobody to get mad at, but I can understand why I get irritated around those days. Your body's like, we haven't fulfilled our purpose. And you see how that could tie into your reading. You haven't fulfilled your purpose. Wow. Okay. Very interesting messages. You haven't fulfilled your purpose. There's something you're being called to do. You've been called to do in this lifetime that you haven't done yet. And it's time for you to get up and figure out what it is. Okay. So let's see if we can get any clarifying messages for you guys. I'm going to pull from the Crow Oracle. This is like kind of giving me like a gift. The gift of creation was given to you. The gift of drawing, writing, singing, dancing, being a creative person, artistic in general. It's coming through here. And it's kind of like you're wasting it. You're someone who's meant to be on stage. You're meant to be seen. You're kind of hiding, right? The King of Swords can kind of be an isolated, lonely, loner kind of king. I don't need anyone. I'm good by myself. That could be true, right? But if you're being called to fall in love, it could be for a reason. You just don't know why. Maybe that person you fall in love with can introduce you to somebody that would help you later on in your journey. You're just kind of thinking of it as, I don't need love, but you need the person that you may meet through falling in love, right? Something like that is coming through. Not saying that the message for you is you're going to fall in love, you need to fall in love. Could be for some of you. But there's something here about that being a part or just a stepping stone on your journey. It doesn't have to be the end all be all, okay? Okay, this was fast. We have freedom. What they need to know most now. It's time to claim your freedom and do whatever you want, whatever's been holding you back, whatever you are scared is going to happen or what people are going to say, F them. And that is the most serious way I can put it, okay? F them, right? We don't care. We don't care. It's time for you to do what you want, fulfill yourself. And it's not being selfish, as if that's what you're thinking or worried about. And even if it is, who cares? You need to put you first. Literally, the world says, yay, you did it. Now do something to celebrate a job well done. Celebration, celebrating yourself and what you've done by yourself. Because we have only one lady in the car celebrating herself. Get dressed up, take yourself out on a date, go for a walk in the park. Something like that is coming through for you guys. And then the King of Swords, it says we can all learn important things from one another. So that's what I was saying about there being a mentor, someone important that is meant to come into your life and kind of help guide you. But you have to find that freedom to go after something first. Maybe you have done all these things already, and this is just saying you need to know that success is coming. Like I said in the beginning of the reading, you're going to get your flowers, okay? And the Ace of Wands, you may get some Disney, right? Don't you see how your passion makes you glow? And I'm getting how, first of all, some of you can be getting pregnant for real, because I'm talking about, uteruses and all this kind of stuff coming through here. And getting angry at your partner that they didn't get you pregnant. That could literally be something that you're going through right now in your life, that you want to have a baby, and it seems like every month you get your period, and now you're just like upset because they didn't get you pregnant, right? You could be getting pregnant. That could be something you need to know as well. Like, don't stress about it. Just let it go. Rest more. Your body may need more rest, okay? If you're already burned out, can you imagine how much more burned out you would be if you were to get pregnant? Have you thought about that, guys? If you are the people who are trying to get pregnant, okay? But yeah, I'm thinking about how when people say you're pregnant, you have a glow about you. Some of you could be getting pregnant and attaining that glow, right? If you have been trying to get pregnant for a long time, there could be something that is medically wrong, and that's where you would need the help of a professional. The King of Swords always gives me a professional as well at their job, at their, profession. Literally what a professional is, okay? That's what's coming through for you guys. But we have freedom, okay? I'm hearing birds flying high. You know how I feel, and I'm feeling good. Dude. And look at how we have a bird freaking flying away with his flowers. Yes, you're getting your flowers. I'm getting big Six of Wands energy here for you guys, or recognition at least. It doesn't have to be acclaim. It doesn't have to be you're becoming famous, but you're getting recognition for all your hard work that you've been putting into something. With this King of Swords here, you've been staying up late, studying, writing something, sleepless nights of just up in a funk, just typing away, drawing away, writing away. I'm hearing some of you are preparing for maybe an exhibit or something, that kind of thing. Or I'm hearing you're preparing for your next act. You know how like sometimes when you're watching Broadway they have like act one, act two, like you're getting prepared for your next act, okay? The next card we have here is trickery. Very interesting. Trickery. There could be something important here about a library and a park, okay? This card here with the person sleeve looking all glistening and sparkly is kind of giving me like a spiritual person, right? A psychic, if you will. So maybe you need like a personal reading. You need to learn more about this or learn more about spirituality in general. I'm hearing you are the oracle, so maybe there's no need for you to be looking for answers because, like Elsa knew in the movie who the voice was the whole time. She was just scared to admit it. The voice was her. And this voice literally took her on this whole metaphorical journey in the movie, trying to find herself when she knew who she was the whole time. She knew who the voice was the whole time. She was kind of like acting like this voice is outside of me, this voice is not me, this voice is someone else. Just for her to realize at the end of the movie the voice was her the whole time. And she knew it deep down, but she wasn't trying to admit it. Okay. I'm also hearing deepest, darkest desires. And I think also in that movie Frozen 2, it was about responsibility because Elsa was born to be the queen of Arendelle, but we all knew that Anna would have made the better queen, which is why in Frozen 2, we see her pass down the crown. She was like having these dreams of being woken up by this voice of the night. And Elsa was like, what are you? What are you doing? And it took her leaving the castle, going on this whole journey to find herself, you know? So maybe you guys need to go on an eat, pray, love journey, things like that. But she had to go on this whole journey of finding herself to realize she didn't want to be queen and she wasn't meant to be queen. She was meant to be the person who brought the people back together because she was the reason why they were given magic. Her mother and father, one of them was from a more magic clan. Maybe that's something we can find out more about your lineage, you know, that as well, because in that movie we learn more about how their parents met, Anna and Elsa's parents met, and how the king was from royalty, right? But then the mother was from the people who lived in the forest, who, you know, communed with the spirits, who the spirits gave gifts, you know? And then there was like some fight or there was some falling out between those two clans or two people, and it was the love of their mother and father that brought them back together, and Elsa was their gift. She was given her magic as a gift to her parents for bringing people together or something like that. So that was what her purpose was the whole time. She was never meant to be queen of Arendelle. That job was for Anna, and that's kind of how we end Frozen 2, with each of them in their respective, not profession, I want to say, in their perspective, bruh, in their respective destinies, their rightful places, right? Elsa's gonna be gallivanting, using her powers for good, you know, helping rebuild, I guess, the people who are stuck in that cursed forest for not centuries, but a long time, decades. And Anna was meant to care for the people of Arendelle. And at the end of that journey, they found themselves. But there's a lot of pain and grief along the journey because we think we lose Elsa, and then Anna goes into this big depressive episode until she finds out that she's alive, and then, you know, all the good stuff happens. And it's funny how I was talking about happily ever afters, and that movie's like, well, I think it was done beautifully. I was never big of like a Frozen girl, but the more I think about it and the more I talk about the movies and think about how they wrote it, it's very beautiful. I can't even lie. You know, I'm more of like a they fall in love and have live happily ever after vibe, but they took a turn with Frozen, which is more about it's okay to be on your own. You find out more about yourself and what you're worth, and what you can go through when you're on your own. Maybe you've done that work and now you're being gifted love, you know? Something like that is coming through for you guys. But there has to be a moment or a period of being by yourself to know what you're made of, to learn your true grit, your true metal, right? Your true character. And then you're able to step into your purpose. Because both, like I said, Anna and Elsa in those movies had to go through journeys alone. Anna was alone with only Olaf. And even for a while there, she lost him and she was by herself. And at that point, she did not know what to do. She was so scared. She was so sad. Because she went back to being alone like she was her whole life, you know? And then we have Elsa, who was like, went from being alone to being thrown into, you know, ruling and, you know, reconnecting with her sister and, you know, building the nation back up and opening its doors again. And she was kind of like overwhelmed. She realized, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, you know? So like you're going on a journey to find yourself. And at the end of the movie, if you don't like how it's going now, you don't like the life you're living, who you are, how you're living, what you're doing, the people you're associating with, then this is your sign that it's time for you to rewrite your story. Okay, let's get one more card from this deck before we move on to advice that you may need to know. I think that's what that deck is for, advice. It's more inspiration, but we'll see what comes through. What do my group ones need to know most right now, please, Spirit? How many cards are these? I just wanted one more. We have anomaly. Yeah, you're different. You are not supposed to be like everyone else. That is not your mission or journey in life. You are the Elsa, and you were born to bring people together to bridge the gap. You were born with magic in a world where magic had, or what people thought had died, you know? You are the anomaly. You are the white, I wouldn't say raven, you're the white crow amongst all the black crows. It's time for you to claim your throne. And I'm hearing that song Throne by, I forget who it's by, but it's like a rock song, rock emo kind of song. We have curiosity. I do believe that with this and the King of Swords, curiosity and learning more about something, embarking on a new journey and taking a class or, you know, asking a mentor for help or something like that, getting out of your comfort zone, honestly, or learning more about the thing you've been wanting to get into will kind of help you. Being more curious is needed right now in your life. Asking more questions. And the last card here we have is Battle. I've never gotten this one in the deck. It's beautiful, like the other ones. But it's funny how I was mentioning you're going to have to fight for something or go through some trials and tribulations, if you haven't already, to get to this happily ever after, right? And it's only when you embark on this self-discovery mission or purpose that you truly find what you've been looking for. I'm trying to remember what was happening in the beginning of the movie that had Elsa spooked. Was it maybe like Coronation Day or something? And she was like, I don't want this. Deep down, she knew. She had effed up. Let me stop. That could be something. That's my confirmation. We'll wait for them to leave. That's my confirmation right there. It was at that moment she knew she had effed up, right? That's coming through, but she was like, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to be the queen forever. And her soul had to literally like tear down like the nature spirits, the spirits of nature had to like make this whole calamity happen in order for Elsa to go on this journey, right? Because she wasn't listening to her voice inside, so the spirits of nature has started shaking the tiles and it literally destroyed the city of Arendelle, or the kingdom of Arendelle, whatever you want to call it. And when that happened, then she finally, left and went to find herself and find answers, or why this voice is calling her and only her, and why is she the only one who can hear it and no one else can hear it, that kind of thing. But yeah, sorry to be over excessive about the whole Frozen 2 plot, but go watch this really good movie. I recommend it, and it's teaching you lessons. It has something to do with what you're meant to do next. Okay, now we're going to get some inspiration for you, and then I'll leave your reading there. Here we have a hematite. Ground yourself. And it's funny how I started off the reading saying, I know I have to ground myself, but instead I'm doing a reading. That's funny. Okay, what else do my group ones need to know, please? What advice or inspiration do you have for them? Maybe you need to work with more hematite crystals to help ground yourself. I know hematite is also good for like protection as well. Here we have Jade. This is about money. I'm hearing success. Be the bigger person is coming through for you guys for whatever reason. Be the bigger person. And it's kind of giving me as well, like if you're too busy following behind everyone, you'll never know what you're capable of if you're busy being a follower. I do believe you could be destined to be like a leader. And it could be something you've heard before, because it's something that I've heard a lot, and it kind of always annoys me. I don't want to be a leader. I don't want to be responsible. I just want to exist. But some people are given a mission, a purpose, and you can't escape it, you know? But here we have Rainbow Obsidian. Heal your heart. Aw. Heal your heart. Some of you could be running from love or true intimacy. And it's time for you to stop doing that. It's time for you to ground yourself. Not be the bigger person. Are they calling you immature, Spirit? Don't do that. That's rude. But it could be. Maybe someone is coming your way that truly sparks your interest. And they're going to like help you heal your heart in some kind of way. I mean, there's lots of ways to heal your heart, you know? It just depends what you've been through. So that's what I'm saying, in some kind of way. It could be you fall in love for the first time, you finally trust yourself or trust someone enough to open up to them. You know what I mean? You find your first boyfriend, your first relationship, you go on your first date, that kind of thing. You have your first time with someone. It's something you've been hiding or running away from, Stuff like that. Scared of getting close to people in case you get your heart broken is coming through as well. And I just saw 3111, so that's 3111. That could have something to do with you guys as well. 111 could be following you around. But let's see what else is coming through with these cards. What is coming into your life? We figured out what you need to know. Now, is there anything else my group ones need to know? Spirit, please. This deck has a lot of different things. We'll see what comes through for you guys. My group ones, please, Spirit. What do they need to know most right now? Who's coming into their life? What's coming next in their life? That was the question. We have a liar, and we have sexuality. Have you been lying about your sexuality, and it's time for you to go on a journey? Maybe some of you, I'm hearing falsely diagnosed asexual. That could be something coming through as well. Maybe you consider yourself as someone who just can never experience desire, and the spirit is like, no, you just haven't found the right person, right? Or we have been, oh my gosh, this is so ghetto. You have been like euthanized is kind of what I'm hearing. I believe that's when people like cut off their dogs, you know, balls and things like that. So you can't have kids. Maybe you've been spiritually euthanized until you meet the right person. So you can never experience desire with someone, physical closeness with someone. If you consider yourself asexual, that's fine with me. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm like, maybe you are falsely diagnosed because you may want to and crave that connection because you are meant to have it. There's a saying that I've been hearing a lot lately that really resonates with me, and it's kind of like the things that you kind of, crave now, there's no need to worry because your future self already has it, which is why you're craving it now, right? I'm like, oh, that's a very interesting concept. You want something so badly right now. You want love. You want a house. You want a career. You want success so badly right now because you have it already in the future. And there is something here about you craving closeness, physical intimacy, love. And you're kind of like, well, I can't experience that. I've never been able to experience that. I must be asexual, or just I don't, experience love like that, And it's like, no, you've been spiritually euthanized, which is a very interesting thing to say. Don't quote me on that. Okay, but it's what I heard. For the right person, you're being saved for the right person, right? Very interesting. So spirit can hold like very heavy influences or a heavy influence on your life. Where it's kind of like how people who are grown up in like very conservative households don't have any kind of relations until they're married, and that's their bond or their pact or their promise to God or the person that they worship. It's kind of like for you, you didn't really have a choice in the matter because spirit plays a very heavy part in your life and the things you do. So all these things are happening like for a reason. Someone is still figuring themselves out. That is what the card says. And then here we have a liar. I didn't call you a truther. It says, be careful of someone sneaky. And at the bottom of the deck, we have vacation. So a vacation could be coming into your life. Maybe that rest that I was hearing at the beginning of the reading means you to go on a vacation and start planning a vacation. Maybe you're going to meet a little fling on a vacation. Okay, or the person you're supposed to be with on a vacation as well. All these things are applicable, possible, right? But maybe you're being told to be careful of someone sneaky in your life. Maybe you've dealt with a lot of liars in the past as well. And you're going to be finding justice for that, is what I just heard as well. So be careful of liars, people who don't have your best interests at heart, but also heal your heart and open up your heart. So Spirit is asking a few things from you guys. That's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me. Use my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 2, or however you find yourself here, welcome. Today we are going beyond the veil to figure out what do you need to know the most right now. But before we get into that, if you hear the AC in the background, I apologize. I'm trying to use my headphones to kind of isolate my voice as much as possible, but I'm pretty sure you can still hear it. But the heat wave that hit the East Coast, New York, I need the air, guys, and I hope you can bear with me and still watch the reading, even though I know it's annoying. Yeah. Let's get into the reading, though. We're going beyond the veil. What do you need to hear most right now? And I was hearing when I was asking Spirit to tap me into your energy that you're beautiful. That's something you may need to hear the most right now, that you're beautiful, your soul's beautiful, you are beautiful, your face, your features, whatever is beautiful, okay? I think we forget that very often. And there's a quote that I saw the other day where it's like, we see ourselves so much every day in the mirror, we forget how beautiful we actually are. So humans were never meant to have mirrors and see ourselves all the time and be posting on social media. And we were meant to see ourselves in a puddle of, in the pond, in the lake, at best. That was the only reflective surfaces we had back in the days. We were not meant to see ourselves every hour of every day. When you're using the bathroom, there you are. When you're taking a picture, there you are. When you're scrolling on social media and posting stuff, there you are. We were never supposed to see ourselves this much, right? Which could be why it's so hard for us sometimes to conceptualize how beautiful we actually are. Because society has been comparing and contrasting for far too long. I don't understand what's wrong with just seeing the beauty in someone instead of immediately comparing them and saying, you don't look as good as that person. Who said I wanted to, first and foremost? Okay? And why did you feel the need to bring it up? Is what also, like, be blowing mine. I'm like, okay. Like, it's a whole bunch of hoopla going on in the world, but you need to be reminded that you're beautiful, that you were never meant to see yourself this much and compare and contrast and pick apart yourself in comparison to someone else. We're supposed to be moving through the world, minding our business, walking, not knowing or caring what we look like, and that's about it. Not everything has become so much about looks and smell and clothes and designer and so superficial, essentially, that what you need to be reminded of is that you are beautiful and your beauty is so deep, and that is all that should matter to you. That's my confirmation right there. Now let's get into the cards. I am tired, guys. Like, today has felt like the longest day ever. The heat is making me tired. When I go home, I still can't sleep because of the heat. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm ready to start. Now I see why some people be going crazy. This heat will drive you to insanity, right? Stay hydrated, guys. That could be something else you're being used to know most right now. Stay hydrated. Take care of yourself, is what I'm hearing as well. Because when you look good, you feel good. And in order to look good, you got to take care of your physical beauty as well. You know, nobody's saying you have to be perfect or considered the most beautiful person to ever exist, but there are small things you could do to keep up with yourself. You know, fix your hair every once in a while, wash it, you know, brush it if you have it, add some moisture if you have curls, exercise a little, go for a nice little walk for your mental health, listen to some music, meditate. You know, there's small things you can do for the free, for the low, you know, to add to your overall self image or how you feel about yourself. When you do these small things for yourself, you start to feel good, okay? And look good. And when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you look good. I feel like I'm Confucius. Like, sir, please. Trying to confuse me. Okay, let's see. My group twos, please, Spirit, what they need to know most right now. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups. Can I get one more card, please? Why is the Three of Swords here? Clarify that for me, please, Spirit. Why is that here? It don't match what else I'm getting. We have the Empress. Clarify the Three of Swords? Very interesting. Okay. So, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Three of Swords, and we have the Nine of Cups. And to clarify the Three of Swords, we have the Empress. Maybe some of you need to go to a library. I'm hearing the answer you seek, you can find in a book. Okay. When you need to know about stuff, the perfect place to go is the library. You have to go to the library and find you a nice good book on the topic. Maybe find a book about health, maybe find a book about aesthetics, maybe find a book about hair, maybe find a book about nutrition, exercise, stuff like that. If you want to feel better about yourself, maybe some of you are really feeling like bad about your self image or your body or just your life in general. Because the Three of Swords doesn't always have to represent heartbreak in particular, or as it pertains to a connection or relationship. It could be heartbreak as to yourself, what you look like, how your life is going, that kind of thing. Maybe some of you felt called to group one because this concept kind of came through in group one. Maybe you've been trying for a baby with the Empress card coming through, but you've only been disappointed time after time. And now you kind of hate your body, you hate yourself, you hate the reality you're living in. And there's something here about, you know, learning more about what's going on with you if you have done that already. Just being patient is also what I'm hearing, and loving yourself no matter what the outcome may be, what the answer may be, no matter what's going on in your life. You need more self-love is coming through as well. The Ace of Wands, I'm hearing a distraction. Maybe you need a distraction. It says, don't you see how your passion makes you glow? It's your passion that makes you glow, group two. The things you're passionate about, the people you show passion towards, the things that you are. I was going to say the things you show passion towards. Very interesting. I'm hearing where you are, things grow. And then we have the Empress here, and she is in a beautiful garden taking care of her baby. Looking beautiful as well. The Empress is the most attractive that there is in the deck, in life, in the world. She is the most attractive person, being to ever exist, that has ever been, and that there will ever be. And you're sitting here worried about your looks when you're walking around like the Empress, or you are an Empress. That's what I was saying, whether it's your energy on the inside, if you're not conventionally attractive or what society would consider a 10 or whatever, then at least you have like your soul is like a 10 out of 10, a million out of 10. And that's something you're being total focus on because you have a glow about you. And it has nothing to do with how you look. It's just something that you're born with. Some of you could be going through a glow up. That's what you need to know. That you're going to be going through a glow up. And this is kind of like making me think of the reading that I was doing for you guys about your next era. And it's reminding me of how I think in one of the groups that I was saying there was going to be a glow up or something like that. But if I didn't mention any of the groups, that's kind of the route that I'm getting here. You're stepping into an era where you're having a glow up, right? All the things you were worried about, there was no reason for you to worry about. All the weight you may have gained, you lost it. Maybe some of you just had kids or babies, and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm so, I'm bigger than I was before, and I have flab and stretch marks, and you're still beautiful, you're still gorgeous, you just birthed a baby. That's a miracle in and of itself. You birthed a whole other human from your body, like that you grew over 9 months. Like what? Like that's magical things right there. That's something that most people in the world cannot do. Sorry, I had to yawn a little there. The Three of Swords says it's okay to cry. Maybe some of you need like an emotional release. Maybe some of you do need to cry it out. Maybe it's time for you to start nurturing yourself because we have the Empress here. Maybe it's time for you to start being the mother to yourself. That could be something coming through. Maybe some of you have a mother wound because we have the Three of Swords and we have the Empress energy, and she can sometimes embody the mother archetype. Maybe some of you are actually dealing with exhaustion because I had to pause the reading for like a few minutes to come back to myself because I felt myself drifting. I felt myself like I'm tired, like bone weary tired, guys. The heat, as well as not sleeping well, has my bones like feeling heavy. And I'm surprised I made it this long because when I got to work, I was already tired. I didn't sleep well last night at all. The heat, coupled with the sweating and the waking up every hour on the hour, was not good for me, okay? And there's something here about that coming through. Okay, there's something here about taking care of yourself, being your own mother, mothering yourself is some. It's a big vibe coming through as well. Yeah, was waiting for noise to go away. Maybe some of you need to eat better, sleep better, start taking care of yourself as your mother would if you didn't have a mother, or the way your mother did when you were younger. Like that's making sure to take the vitamins. That's making sure to get your 10,000 steps in. That's making sure to get your vitamin D. Stand in the sun for a little bit. Sit under a tree. Ground yourself. Eat healthier vitamins. Take multivitamins if you must. Um, for my women of color, I've been seeing a lot of ads for black girl vitamins. They just have like a new collagen. If you're having like joint pains, the collagen is supposed to be good for your joint pains. If you have vitamin D deficiency, they have that for that as well. If you have PCOS, they have something like that. A pill to help, not a pill, but like a gummy to help you manage the symptoms. If you don't like gummy vitamins, it could be another alternative for you. Like, why are there so many freaking trucks passing by today? Shut up. Like, come on. And I'm finding myself being irritated very easily. There's something here about that. Your nerves are on edge. Your body like needs to be regulated. Yeah, that's a big vibe coming through for you guys. And like I said, the Three of Swords is not always about like heartbreak. It could be about aches and pains in your body, right? I've never interpreted the Three of Swords like that, but it could be. Maybe you're spending so much time taking care of your kids, breastfeeding, that you have to kind of give those nutrients back to yourself. The nutrients the baby's taking from you through the breasts is great for them. But what about you? Especially after having a child, you need to, it is imperative, it is very important for you to fill your body back up with nutrients. That's why a lot of mothers like experience shedding and their edges falling out on their hair or falling out because all the nutrients that was being pumped through them but through the prenatal vitamins and just like having a baby in there and all the extra hormones and things that were rushing through them, they was good. The hair was thriving, it was getting long, and the baby leaves and all of that heightened hormones and why am I hearing hemoglobins? I'm not a scientist at all. I'm not a doctor at all, but I'm just hearing things, right? Like all that extra, like you were hopped up on energy drink, right? When all that energy was gone, it's been zapped out of you. You're gonna be feeling extra tired, extra wary, extra just like I don't want to do anything or go anywhere. You could be in like a funk right now, guys. Some of you aren't feeling best about your physical health or your just the way you look physically, and many of you could be because you just had a baby. Others of you, it's not going to resonate, but the same thing could apply. You're not feeling good about where you are at physically, and that's something that you can change in the smallest of ways. It doesn't always have to be something big and drastic. And I feel like I'm preaching to the choir because I'm saying all this rah rah rah, but I don't take care of myself the way I should, the way my mother would have if she was still here, right? It's time for you to start caring about yourself the way you care about your kids, the way you care about everyone else around you. It could be a vibe coming through as well. There could be something here about you always being constantly heartbroken because you give everything to everyone, which is a very common thing for the Empress card. She's there for everyone. She's always constantly giving of herself and her resources. But what is people doing for her? What is everyone doing for her? Except taking and breaking her heart. Nothing. You're giving too much of yourself to people. That can be also something coming that you need to know most right now. Because I could read the Three of Swords and the Empress like that. You're always constantly left with nothing. Tired. Like I said, weary. Because the Empress's job is to care and nurture and build. And you're doing that for everyone else but you. That's a vibe coming through. 333 can be important. It's kind of giving like a tired mother who it wakes up every day, makes breakfast for the husband, the kids, makes dinner for the husband, the kids, makes lunches for the husbands and the kids. They're getting up, going to school, coming home. You have to make dinner, put them to bed, help them with homework. And at the end of the day, it's like, what's left for me? What about me? Is the big vibe coming through here. And what about you? It's up to you to take care of yourself because no one else is going to step up and do it. If they haven't already. You could have like a very doting husband, but he still doesn't really know what you need the way you know what you need, right? Here we have the Nine of Cups, which is kind of giving me like a solo journey, a trip, a vacation on your own. Because we have her in like this minivan, and it's kind of giving me solo drive across the world. Now, of course, not the world. That's crazy. Can you drive across the world? I'm pretty sure you can, cause there's water. But it's kind of like giving me like a eat, pray, love trip or journey that did come through a little bit in group one as well. Just putting it out there, but it's kind of giving solo trip, girls trip, going in an RV by yourself and just driving for days and days on end. Maybe you need to spend more time by yourself. Yeah, self keeps coming through. Go on a little RV trip, spend time by yourself on your own, and kind of see how you feel afterwards. There could be something here about everyone like around you draining your energy, and it may not be purposely, and it may be freely given, because you could be a mother or a wife or something like that, or someone who's been given the responsibility to always take care of everyone else, and you're just tired of it. You're reaching the end of your rope because I am like fighting through exhaustion right now. Like I said, not even the I'm tired. No, I am exhausted. My body is like just that heavy feeling it gets when it's ready to sleep. That's how I feel right now, guys. You could be beat up, you could be working out a lot. Like I feel like I'm moving my arms and I'm like I didn't even carry anything. I didn't even work out recently, but my body feels like I just got hit by a truck or something. A wish of yours is coming through. If you want kids, the kids are coming as well. Okay, there's something about a renewed sense of passion. I'm hearing a renewed vigor. You may be caring about yourself more than you did before. upping your water intake, upping your vegetable intake is what I'm getting as well. It could be this AC too. Maybe I should take it off for a second. I'm more than cooled down. Because the cold, once I get the cold in me, I'm ready to sleep. Okay. Like, and then I was out in the heat today as well. And then coming back into the air. Oh, heaven. Like, I just need a blanket and I'll be knocked. Like, you do not have to worry about me. I'm gonna be gone. That's what y'all need, okay? Like, I know it's summertime, but if you like have AC, go crank the AC up. It's not the best message, okay? Because of global warming and all that stuff. I know it's so hard out here. I feel bad. Like, I want to like experience all the luxuries in life, but it's hard when everyone's trying to guilt trip you into doing this and doing that instead, right? But that's what I'm getting right now. Cranking up the AC, getting under your covers, and just knocking out. Because I'm tired. This could be creative burnout because we have the Ace of Wands here. You're doing too much, right? And not taking care of yourself. Right now, you could be very emotional, crying a lot. The Nine of Cups is a sense of like emotional fulfillment, a little bit like a wish come true card. You're getting your heart's desires. That's what the Nine of Cups gives me. That's also something you need to hear the most right now. Your heart's desires are coming to fruition. Maybe this pursuit to achieve your heart's desires is making you tired as well. And that could be a little bit of like a side message. Maybe cooking yourself healthier meals because the Empress card always kind of gives me and also a new wardrobe because we have Taurus coming through as well on the Empress. But the Empress card always gives me, bruh, shut up. Taurus, even though it is Taurus, and I shouldn't say gives me, but very much Taurus energy where you want to work for what you deserve. You want to experience the good things in life. You definitely care about yourself and the people around you. But yeah, I'm just getting being selfish right now. And I just heard, oh my gosh, wait, guys, this has been happening in one group every single time. I just blanked out for the longest time, but when I was blanking out, I was like hearing broken glass. And that's kind of like what woke me back up. Spirit was like, wake your behind up. Like, what you going to sleep for or falling asleep or just like going really quiet? Yeah, you guys need rest. That's all that's coming through for y'all. Sleep, taking care of yourself, on top of all the responsibilities you already have. But like I was saying, Taurus is family, it's food, it's home. Maybe you have to spend more time with your family or spend more time at home and less time traveling. And it's funny how the Empress energy is ruled by Taurus and Libra, and they're kind of the opposite when it comes to how they show up in the world. Libras are very flirty, very chatty, very charming, very sociable. You know what I mean? Flirting with everyone, and and Tauruses are more reserved, right? They're more hardworking. They're more foodies. They're more introverted. You know what I mean? So I'm like, how can both those energies be ruled by Venus? Can be the Empress when they're both so different, right? So for some of you, if you've been spending a lot of time at home, you're being told that you have to go outside more. If you've been spending too much time outside, it's time for you to stay home. Is the energy that's coming through for what you need to know. Okay. Okay, let's see what else comes through for you guys. We have territory. Mark your territory. Set more boundaries. Maybe someone is using up all your energy, and that includes kids. Yes, I know you brought them into this world. Yes, I know they deserve, but they deserve to be there, bruh. They deserve your time and energy, right? But you also deserve to have more time and energy to give them, which would happen if you took care of yourself, or better care of yourself. I'm still mad I spaced out. Like, I don't even know how long it was. Hopefully it wasn't long. Here we have upheaval. Interesting. This is giving tower energy. Maybe some of you are moving, and that's what you need to know. That your life's going to be uprooted in some kind of way. Wow, the cards are flying out from this deck. And we have displacement. Oh my gosh, yes. Maybe you're feeling sad because you're moving or you aren't feeling at home in the city you're living with. and you're feeling called to move somewhere else, do something else, be someone else, right? That's very interesting. Yeah, someone leaving and making up a brand new, more popular persona. Because I'm seeing or feeling the energy. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but there was like I feel like an episode. Maybe it's giving. Okay, the perfect example is Mitchie from Camp Rock. Like there's a few examples I could come up with, but this is the one that I think resonates the most. So we have Mitchie who goes to Camp Rock, but the only reason she was able to go was because her mom is the chef. Okay, and then she's like lying to everyone in the camp saying her mom is this rich radio producer kind of person and like she has all this money, only for them to find out during the last, like this happened too far along in the movie for me. Like I wish it would have done it earlier, so like the secondhand embarrassment could have cooled down some. No, it happens too late on in the movie just for everything to be wrapped up in a bow. I'm like, wait, that I can't think of anything else except everyone finding out that she's a liar, okay? But that's what's coming through. Mitchie lied to everyone saying her mom's like the CEO or COO or whatever of F something China, whatever they said in the movie, whatever the station was called or something. And everyone was believing her. She was so popular, and it's just like, oh, this is a lie, right? Until someone finds out that she's lying, and then she gotta tell everybody she was lying. And it's just embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. But I was saying all this to say there's something here about you maybe pretending to be someone that you're not. Is that what I was saying? I don't even remember. But there's big change coming, displacement, upheaval, displacement, and territory. Moving to a new territory, staking claim on a new territory. I just saw a glove box in my mind that said like B10 gloves or something like that. Maybe there's something here about working on something, construction. Um, hmm. It's time for you to get up and maybe be more hands on or fix things. Because gloves are what we use before we examine things very closely. You put on the gloves to avoid contamination. That could be something coming through as well. Maybe some of you are actual OBGYNs and you're seeing people like lose babies. It's kind of like, breaking your heart, right? And I do feel like people who mostly work for those kinds of places understand what it's like to be infertile, so they can like have a very good listening ear to the mothers. So mothers are coming through. I'm definitely spacing out real hardcore, and I've told myself I was never gonna do this again. But y'all readings be so like, guys, I'm barely making it through this reading right now. That could be you barely making it through life. Maybe I'm hearing empty nest syndrome. That could be something someone is going through as well. All your kids have left. You don't know where to put all this mother and energy support anymore to yourself, you know? Okay, stop spacing out. This is dangerous. Can you guys let me know if you're the person who keeps choosing the same pile where I start spacing out? I get really quiet and like my mind starts drifting elsewhere, and it's like I can't help it. And this has only been happening recently. I feel like I've been able to control it even more. Maybe it's because I'm tired myself, that I'm under the influences of the energies that's like it keeps dragging me away, and I'm like, where am I going? Come back. And it's something I don't experience on my own, and so I'm like tired. Rest, guys, please take some sleep. Go to sleep. Wow, at the bottom of the deck we have direction. Wow, there's a lot about direction, moving. Maybe some of you are moving for real. And putting together all the boxes and making sure everything's right and in the right place. Maybe you're redecorating a house or something like that. Self-care is coming through heavily for you guys. Sleep. I'm hearing something about a spirit baby that wants to come through for you, be born through you. I'm hearing Sailor. The baby's name could be Sailor or wants to be named Sailor. Someone's name here could be sailor. Someone maybe need to go on a boat and sail for a little bit, you know, kind of get lost for a minute, come back. Some of you need a vacation for freaking real, okay? Like, I'm not just saying that to say it. You need a vacation, okay? Like, please try to get that vacation. Book it. Let's see what else is coming through for you guys. I am getting joints could be a problem here because now my hands are like really stiff after shuffling these cards. My group twos, please, Spirit. Wow, that just flew out. We have Amazonite, loosen your grip. This could be about children. Maybe some of you have kids. You're kind of like a helicopter parent. You hover over them, and they don't like that. Maybe you're feeling really distant from your child right now. Because I was getting a child throwing a tantrum and saying, "I hate you, mom," or "Leave me alone." And like you're turning away in sadness. Because like, wow, you used to want to always be around me. Then when your kids grow up and they become teenagers, they don't want nothing to do with you. Not that I haven't experienced. I've never been a mom. Okay. But I know it happens in all the television shows, I guess you could say. Here we have Lemurian quartz, practice patience. So like I was saying, there's something here about did I mention in your group an impatient kind of energy, not knowing like to wait for things? I think I was saying it when we were walking when I was walking in. No. I could have been thinking it when I was walking in. Hmm. Maybe this is potentially about love or kids. It has something to do with another human being, and it could be yourself as well. And there's a little bit of like a tug of war going on. You're not fully, you haven't reached a compromise yet. In your physical routine, your work routine, your kid routine, things like that, there's still things you need to work on even more. When it comes to even self image, body image, stuff like that. Maybe you're dealing with a teenager who's dealing with this right now and you're trying to help them come through it. You could be manifesting something right now, but you're holding it too closely to you. Let's let it go. Hmm. I'm also getting like a lot of visions when I'm like just paused here. I'm like seeing things. It's like I'm going to another place. And then coming back like, oh, that just happened, right? Okay, very interesting. Like I was looking at the Empress card and like it was moving. And I was like seeing something play out in front of the car. I'm like, what is going on here? Some of you could be like clairvoyant and deny your gifts. Here we have Lemurian quartz, practice patience. Maybe a baby's crying a lot, you can't get much sleep, and like your patience is running thin. I'm hearing something here about drinking more liquids as well. I was hearing Kool-Aid. I don't recommend Kool-Aid, but if you like it, go ahead and drink it. Or maybe about someone minding their business, or you making people mind their business. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have fluoride, find peace within. Wow. We have practice patience, loosen your grip, and find peace within. And let's see what else could be potentially affecting your life. We have intimacy, sexual chemistry reminiscing. We have moving. I'll mention this. Some of you could be moving places, change of residence, moving in with your partner. Intimacy here shows, of course, SCX with someone. Maybe you're going to be given a partner, and that's what you need to know. But it's imperative for you to practice patience with them. Don't jump all in really quickly. What more advice can you give my group two, please? Communicate, compromise, forgive, work it out. Maybe you're in a fight with someone. See, this could be a fight with a child, a significant other, a spouse. There's something here about, and that's funny how we have Three of Swords. So this could literally be like a heartbreak you're dealing with right now. And you broke up with someone, you completely moved away from them, you cut them off, cut them out of your life. That would be the displacement of the upheaval. Or you will be breaking up with someone. How rude. Someone could live at a distance from you. A change of residence, moving in with your partner. We have communicate, compromise, forgive, work it out. And then we have sexual chemistry, reminiscing. Like, what reading is this? Like, are you going to be in a tiff at a fight with a partner? It got hot again. Sorry, guys. Practice patience. Maybe you've been getting a lot of fights with them. And they're telling you or asking you to practice some kind of patience in this connection. And loosen your grip on things, right? Because I feel like when we hold on too tight to things, they have a hard time either manifesting or flowing, right? Because nothing can move if you're holding on to it so tightly. So it could be love you're manifesting and it's like it's not coming in, and it's kind of like you're getting upset and discouraged, and it's like once you let it go, it'll come to you, kind of thing. That's what you need to know. You have to loosen your grip on it first. You're the Empress. She can get whatever she wants, but the thing about it is she doesn't worry about ever getting it or having it. It just comes to her. You know, that's that loosey goosey, in a good way, grip that she has on things. Like, oh, if it comes to me, then it's mine. If it's not, it's fine. You know? I love that. If it comes to me, then it's mine. If it's not, it's fine. Period. Bars, rhyming again. But literally, what you need to know is going to be an upheaval coming in your life. It could be in love. It could be in intimacy. Okay? You could be meeting someone who's quite territorial. They could be a Taurus or Libra. I just heard reunion. Some of you could be falling in love. So I have that feeling again of like almost falling asleep and like catching yourself before you fall asleep. That's coming through again. Finding some direction in the confusion. Your manifestations are coming in, but you have to be patient. I'm hearing almost there. Is that all that I wanted to get from this deck? Honestly, yeah, I would say so. Okay, I'm going to leave your reading right here before I get even more confused. I hope it resonated in some kind of way. I hope it provided some kind of help. I know it was all over the place. I apologize. If it didn't resonate, please feel free to like. See, the Ace of Wands is definitely giving a new spark after a breakup or something. Because we have the Ace of Wands, a new spark after love and loss. Because you're the Empress, and the Empress can attract whatever she wants. And this will lead to a Nine of Cups. Now, I'm getting a completely new message from this deck. Or from these cards that came out. This will lead to a lot of upheaval, a change in direction with moving. You can move in with this person. Here we have displacement. Feeling like out of sorts, or just like feel like you don't belong, especially with territory and displacement. You move to somewhere new and you don't know anyone there, how to get around. So you're moving for sure, but having a sense of direction, even though it's like trusting your instincts. Because how do birds even travel and know where to come back to? There has to be something that they use to always remember a face, to always remember to come back and get something, like, you know, to remember where they laid their babies in the tree, the birds, you know? But yes, it's giving passion after heartbreak. You're waking back up. Nine of Cups says it live in a constant state of gratitude. Interesting. Yeah, so don't wallow in self pity. Remember, you're the Empress is also what you need to know right now. If you want these good things to come in, you have to remember you're the Empress, manifest them, continue believing they're going to come in, and they come in. But you have to be a little bit patient with them. We have intimacy, communicating, moving. Definitely moving. You could be moving soon, for real. Establishing some sort of new intimacy or continued intimacy with someone. Okay, so I'm gonna be reading right here. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. But the Ace of Wands and the Intimacy card is gonna be spicy. I'll leave it at that. If it resonated, like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. We'd love to have. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you can always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 3 or however you got here, welcome. Today we're going to be getting into or going beyond the veil. Okay, we're going to be getting into what do you need to know the most right now, and that will be it. Let's see what comes through for you guys. If you can hear the AC in the background, I apologize. We are currently in NYC. Is going through a heat wave. I feel like most of the East Coast is going through a heat wave. So it's very hot, and the AC is a must, okay? So that could be something pertaining to your reading. Things are going to be very hot. Okay, I'm hearing hot and spicy, hot and sweaty. That could be in the food you're going to be eating, or, just your life in general, the relationships you're in, or the relationships you will be in. Group 1, please, Spirit. We have the Emperor. Makes a lot of sense. We have Aries coming through. Okay. We have the Emperor. We have 7 of Cups. We have 5 of Cups. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Wow. I love the Queen of Wands and the Emperor together. Okay, okay, leave it like that. They said. So the Emperor at first, or to start off with, is an energy of Aries, okay? Someone who's very commanding and control, the boss of all bosses, okay? The Emperor is the final boss, okay? The person who you fought all the kings to reach, okay? He's in charge of most things, all things. If you need help or you need not even guidance, you need something to get done, you will definitely go to the Emperor, okay? Definitely someone who has answers. They're always on time, more like a very responsible person, but they're also very hot and spicy, okay? Which is why I kind of like laughed in my head. If I did it out loud, but I did it out loud. But I kind of laughed in my head when I saw it because I'm like, Ethan's beginning hot and spicy. And we have the Emperor, which is the definition of hot and spicy, okay? This person could be a little hot-headed, okay, very dominant or domineering, very bossy, likes to be in control, okay? All these things could pertain to you as well. But I'm getting a strong energy that this is someone else, and the Queen of Wands, which we'll get to, which is over here, is you, okay? So the Emperor says, being the authority of your own life comes with a lot of responsibility. So you will be someone who is more in control of your life, or feeling more in control of your life, or meeting someone who will help you get control of your life, okay? So just take whatever resonates for you, honestly. So what do you need to know beyond the veil? What's coming next in your life that you will be getting into a more boss, I got this, girl on fire, guy on fire kind of energy. Just watch me. I'm going to do it. Okay? Maybe you're going to be feeling a little more competitive, or this person is someone who's very competitive, someone who, I'm hearing sportsmanship as well. Someone who's a team player, someone who's very athletic, okay? The Emperor definitely always gives me like BDE, big D energy, big daddy energy, that kind of thing. That's also my Saturn card. So that's the King of Swords. Kind of gives me that energy as well. But either way, that's the vibe that I'm getting from this person. They're very much larger than life, you know what I mean? They kind of they take up the whole room. Their energy, their attraction, their aura takes up the whole room. Okay, it's kind of hard to not see them, to not notice them. That could be the energy you're stepping into as well. And the Queen of Wands is who I feel like you're coming through as, but I feel like the Emperor and the Queen of Wands would make a perfect pair. Okay, Now, they both love attention. Okay, they're both really bossy. They both have a way about them that gets people to do whatever they want, that kind of thing. I'm hearing do now and ask questions later. So I kind of feel like you guys will like challenge each other. Maybe there's something about love coming through. We're gonna continue going and see what else comes through. We have the Seven of Cups, and it says not every great option you're given will be a great option for you. Okay, so maybe you're someone who's going to be presented with a lot of options. Okay, you're gonna be, maybe this Emperor gives you a lot of options, or if you are this emperor or being this emperor to yourself, you're going to be giving yourself, more options in life. Maybe you're going to be stepping back and thinking, what do I actually want to do? So the emperor has many things to choose from as well. That could be something coming through. The emperor has lots of things and opportunities and riches and, stuff to choose from, honestly. And that's what it is when you're the authority of your own life. So maybe you're taking control back. Okay? I'm hearing you're taking back the narrative of where things are going, how you want them to go, who's in charge, who's telling who what to do, that kind of thing. Okay, I love that. Maybe you're learning what is best for you. That could be something as well. Like, in the sense of what do you want, what do you not want anymore. It's kind of like a decluttering, right? So you're going through all of your cups and saying, okay, which ones do I want? Which ones can stay here? Okay. So maybe you're making more space in your life, or like I said, just being like more decisive about what works for you and what doesn't work for you, who you want in your life, who do you don't want in your life, who do you not want in your life. You're being given options. The Seven of Cups when it first came out was giving me dating, so I think I'm gonna stick with that idea. I don't want to like confuse myself. Whatever the first instinct that I get when I do a reading, I'm gonna go with that one. So the Emperor is giving me, you're gonna be given a choice, you're gonna be dating, and the Emperor is gonna stand out in the dating pool that you are in, okay, or the few options that you do have. The Emperor is gonna be the one that you kind of want the most or gravitate towards the most. Why? Because you have the most in common with them, because you're the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is the female embodiment of the Emperor energy, I would say. Okay, the Empress would be his perfect counterpart, right? Because she's the Empress, still his Emperor. But I feel like more so in the mannerisms, characteristics, personality vibe, the Queen of Wands matches the Empress freak a little bit more, okay? So maybe you're gonna be finding someone who matches your freak, okay? Is somebody gonna match my freak? I need somebody with a good technique. That's funny. That song was coming through by Tinashe. Pillow talking got my throat raspy, right? So very interesting. Yeah, there's something here about your love life, maybe heating up, getting more spicy, your dating life getting more spicy. Okay. Then here we have the Five of Cups. Being disappointed. Aw. It says spilled tea isn't the end of the world. Maybe you're gonna get in your head about this. The Seven of Cups is also an energy of being very much in your head and overthinking, not knowing what to do or where to go, kind of vibe as well. So maybe you're gonna be given all these options and not know what to do with those options. I'm hearing you don't know what you have until it's gone. That could be coming through as well. The Five of Cups is making a big deal out of something that's not that big of a deal. Sometimes it can come through in our life. So for example, we have a whole gallon of milk, right? And we're going to get some cereal and we were so excited, but we ended up spilling the cup of milk we were going to use. But there's still a whole gallon of milk in the fridge. Like, there's no need for us to cry over that one thing of milk because we still have more milk in the fridge. So it's like something that's very trivial, that's not going to last long, that we're gonna kind of getting upset over and crying over. That's what's coming through here. So there could be something here that happens maybe when you first meet this person or in your life right now, when you're given too many options. At first you choose the wrong option. It's gonna take some self reflection. It's gonna take some space for you to realize what you lost or what you didn't actually lose instead. So you meet someone, things go well. You think you're
already imagining or cooking up all these things in your head exactly about who this person is, what's going to happen, only to be disappointed. And there's something here about you getting your groove back, right? This is not the end of the world. This person who you wanted to or saw you're forever with is not the end all be all. There will be more. And that's what the Queen of Wands is kind of coming to grasp with, realizing she's coming to terms with. She's realizing that there's more people to be had, more relationships to be had, more hot and spicy encounters to be found, more people who are just like her, that she has a lot in common with, that she can, find out there in the world. It's like the more fish in the sea kind of card. And it's funny how there's one card in one of the decks that I have where the Seven of Cups is a bunch of fishes like swimming in the sea. And it's like, what fish do you choose, And it's like it's the phrase of everyone saying, there's so many people in the sea. Yeah, but not everybody gets along so well. Not everybody's what you're looking for. So when you find someone that is your perfect person, it will be a little disheartening to lose them, kind of, Not even kind of, it will be. But there's something here about you getting your groove back, you understanding that you are the prize, not the person. And it's funny because there was something that I was watching. What was it? It was an episode of Love Island, okay? The newest season 7 of Love Island that I was watching. And I'm still on like episode 7-ish. So I was catching up yesterday on 4, 5, 6, and 7. But one of those episodes was like the After Sun episode, so 3 episodes we'll go with. So there's just one couple in the beginning of the show. Their name is Bella and what's that boy's name? Nick. Okay, the whole thing about Love Island is you come on the island when you're one of the OGs. The original girls choose their original guy, and we move along with the show from there. So there's 5 couples starting off, and then throughout the season they bring on new guys and girls to challenge those people to see if their connection they made is strong enough or if they would want to choose someone else to get to know better. But the whole thing about it is at the end of the show, when you reach the finals, whichever couple wins like $100,000, I believe it is, or is it 1 million? I'm not 100% sure. But that's the vibe of the show. So one of the first OG couples, Nick and Bella, like she's very much not virginal, but she's very like, I don't sleep, I'm not kissing you, I'm not coming on this show and like giving you my body or whatever. But she's gorgeous, okay, like one of the most gorgeous people I've ever seen. I'm like, oh my gosh, ma'am, please put that away. Let me stop. But her face card is lethal. I don't really care too much about body, but when it comes to people, I'm looking at their face, okay? So her face card is lethal. She's beautiful, but her whole thing about she's like very pure. She's not sleeping around. She's very Christian as well. I don't think she's waiting until marriage because there's someone she has been with before, but only one person. She's only been with one person. So basically, Nick kind of gets scared at that because he's a young boy who's coming to kiss and hook up and do that kind of stuff that kids and people want to do in paradise, right? He's coming to find this person. The fact that she's kind of like being more reserved about it and taking her time to get to know him before they jump into the physical stuff has him like, oh, I love her. Not I love her. Ooh, slip up there. He could have loved her. I don't freaking know. I like her a lot. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. I'm attracted to her, but the fact that she's not choosing me in return is kind of making me feel a little eh. So there's this other girl that comes onto the show, Sierra, and she's very much more open, more body positive, sex positive. She does what she wants, that kind of thing. And he takes liking to her, and he ends up choosing her to be with now instead of Bella. Okay, and I don't even know where I'm going with this. Oh, but yes, Bella ends up getting sent home, and one of the other girls on the show, Huda, is like, "Girl, you are gorgeous. You are the prize." Nick thinks he's a prize. No man is ever the prize. The woman is the prize. Don't think that you lost him, girl. He lost you because she was emotional because first of all, she's going home, but she can't stay in paradise any longer and wait for her next guy to come in, right? She was there from jump and didn't find love, unfortunately, and she's like crying. And Huda's like, he's not the prize. Don't make him think that he won anything. You're gonna find your person who makes you feel like you're the prize, okay? And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. You realize or remember who the F you are and that you're the prize and not any of these raggedy guys out here. No offense to any guys that are watching, okay? Now we have the Queen of Wands. Replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. She was thinking she did something wrong. And I do believe eventually she ends up kissing him. Only once or twice. Because she did it once during a challenge and then she did it again after the challenge. But she thought that her kissing him kind of like solidified things, but he has a stronger connection with the other girl. So she doesn't get chosen. She's like, why do guys never choose me? And I kind of feel like she's making everything about why not, why not, why not, instead of thinking he's just not for me. I should be glad that I can move on and find someone that is for me, right? She's making it seem like it's her problem when it really isn't her problem. A guy could not choose you, and it has nothing to do with how you look or anything about you. They just don't think they get along with you, or they can't offer you what you deserve. And it could be as simple as that. You don't trivialize it and make it, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with me, and guys never treat me right, and I deserve better than this. If the guy ain't treating you right, move on to the next one, child. That could be what you're caught up in right now, where you're kind of trivializing like what's wrong with me, why can't I never find the guy that I like, da 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 da. Because spirit is preserving you for someone better, honey. Someone's gonna give you exactly what you want. This person, gosh, I can't talk, Lord. This person could have been giving you parts of what you wanted, or this person will be, or giving you parts of what you wanted, but it wasn't everything you deserve. So they were snatched away. And you're like, oh my gosh, I never get what I deserve. What's the problem? Why does no one want to love me? Instead of looking at it like, okay, on to the next one. I'll find the next person who's perfect for me, who will put me first, who will choose me. And that's it. That's the vibe that I'm getting here. I could be 100% wrong and reading this energy wrong, but maybe another interpretation will come through. But that's what I'm getting so far right now. What can you not see, or what do you need to hear most right now is that more will come. There will be more and others after. And under the deck, when I was shuffling the cards, I kept seeing the Wheel of Fortune, which is destiny and fate. So the person you're destined and fated to be with is coming into your life. There's something fated happening in your life, a fated event that's happening in your life. And then for a time, a minute, the world's the bottom of the deck as well. So something coming to an end, right? An end of a cycle, an end of an era in your life, okay? That's the vibe that I'm getting from these cards. It's like, yeah, in the Five of Cups, you're crying over these Three of Cups. Like, I wanted them so bad. Not realizing that there's still two cups behind you. The love of your life is still out there, and they're waiting for you to buck up and keep it pushing. You're never going to find them if you're still crying over this person that didn't leave you behind. Now, this Emperor could be the person you're calling in, or this could be the person that you're leaving behind. Take what resonates for you, okay? But yeah. Earlier, I wanted to put the Queen of Wands next to the Emperor, but Spirit said leave this spread as it is. So separating you two here are decisions, daydreaming, and a false sense of sadness. Like, there's nothing to really be sad about, but it kind of does seem like the end of the world when you really wanted that milk and you can't have it. It really does seem like the end of the world when you wanted that guy but you couldn't have it. There are things separating you guys right now, but with the Wheel of Fortune, that was the bottom of the deck for a little bit when I was shuffling at the beginning of the reading. There's something fated about you meeting someone. Sorry if that made some noise. And if it's not the Emperor, it'll be someone else. I'm hearing someone better. Okay? So let's pull some more cards. What else do my group threes need to hear? Please, Spirit, what else do they need to hear? What do they need to hear the most? That was the keyword. You have judgment. Judgment is also kind of like a fated event or a fated moment in your life. Things that were meant to be like a test. Maybe someone's going to be sent as a test to see if you're ready. I swear, yo, Spirit and the universe really be pissing me off with these tests. Sorry, my eye was itching. That they send in. Because there's plenty of times I've been watching love readings and someone is like, Spirit is going to send you a test, a false person, before you get your real person. I'm like, well, great. Well, F me, huh? And that is this Five of Cups energy. Like, oh, well, F me, huh? Like, I've been waiting so long for this person. You're going to send me a false person before you send me them. Oh, but they're just making sure that you don't fall back into your patterns. Like, shut up. I don't want to hear it. Send me my man right now. Okay? And stop playing in my face because it's not funny and it's not cute and I'm not laughing. Okay? That's the vibe that's coming through here. So you've already met this false start already, or you're going to be meeting this false start, okay? In lieu of the real person. I'm just like, I hate when that comes through in a reading. Like, you're gonna meet a false person first, and then your person's gonna come. And I'm like, oh, well, F me, huh? Like, screw that. I don't want nobody then. Me being dramatic. I don't want nobody then. Like, don't give me no person to get my hopes up. Just to snatch them away. Like, I don't play those games. I don't like it. Okay? But I hate to be the person to save. That's what I'm getting for you guys, right? Oh boy. But the judgment is the test right before the end. You get your final grade and you can move on. So it's the big final after you graduate, before you graduate school kind of thing. You know, that's what the judgment card is. And it says all the signs say that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. That's all you need to know right now. What you need to know most is you're exactly where you're supposed to be. So relish in it. Okay? With the Queen of Wands, relish in it. Relish being single and beautiful and hot before you're tied down. Okay? That's judgment. What else came through for you guys? Here we have the Seven of Wands and the Two of Wands. Seven of Wands. Witches should hold other witches accountable. Huh. That's not usually what the Seven of Wands represents. The Seven of Wands is being defensive and keeping your guard up, being very protective of yourself and people around you. That's the usual representation of the Seven of Wands, being on the defense and not allowing anything to come in or disturb your peace, right? But I guess we could go with this, we'll go with both, okay? Keeping in mind that the Seven of Wands actually means holding your defense, right? Protecting yourself. But here is saying witches should hold other witches accountable. Interesting. Are you going to be holding people more accountable? I think you're keeping your boundaries very firm. Maybe your boundaries shot back up after this false energy came into your life, and now you're kind of like, F it. I don't want, like I said with me, I don't want it at all anymore. Like, leave me alone. I'm good on my own. If you're going to keep sending in these false people and have to keep going through karmic relationships, I don't want nobody. And like being so dramatic about it because it's so like annoying. All you want to do is find love, and you're just instead meeting all these people who are wasting your time. Like, no, it's not cute. Where's my person? Is the energy you could be in right now. And what they're saying is you don't have to worry about it. They're coming in. But also, I'm on y'all side here because what's up? Like, come on now. And when we start crashing out and swinging, it's a problem. And we haven't healed. Like, whatever. Let me stop being a problem, okay? There could be something here about you like putting down your defenses or keeping them up. It just really depends. I don't know. If you haven't been having defenses up, then maybe you should have some defenses up. If you've been having defenses up, maybe it's time for you to bring those defenses down. You know? The Queen of Wands can be someone's a little feisty, you know? She loves to get her way. And if she's not getting her way, she's throwing a tantrum. Okay? And now I'm hearing, I keep saying okay too much. Please, relax. I'm hearing Tantrum by Ashniko. Throw a tantrum. So that song could be important here. Maybe you guys do throw tantrums or you have been throwing tantrums and spirit is like, hey now, relax. Your person's coming. Let's give us a second. You know? Okay. The Two of Wands is the beginning of something. It's choosing something. So maybe you're going to have options, which is another card representing options here. Because the Two of Wands is an energy of trying to decide where you go from here. Are you going to keep your hopes up? Are you going to keep your options open? Are you going to continue dating? Are you going to continue closing yourself off and keeping these defenses up and high? Is the vibe that's coming through. So a decision is coming your way, and it's going to be a vital decision because we have the Judgment card coming through here. But the Emperor is definitely someone who is, like it says, being the authority of your own life, and that comes with a lot of responsibility. Dating, being an adult, trying to find love, all of that comes with a great responsibility. So maybe at first, you are someone who's acquiring or obtaining that responsibility. Okay? then you're learning to keep your options open. Because there's one thing that I've learned when it comes to dating is to not put all your eggs in one basket. And that could be something you're learning or what you need to know. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. It's okay to have options. There's plenty of fish in the sea. There's plenty of people who could fit this requirement or the requirements that you do have or want in a person. Don't meet one person, oh, my perfect person, and latch on to them. No. Keep your options open until that person has proven beyond a doubt that they are in it for the long haul with you. That's something I've learned as well. That can be something you're learning as well. Do not start thinking of wedding bells and babies until you have dated this person, until you know them, and until they have given you a commitment. Even then, unless there's a ring on your finger, keep the expectations low. I know it's hard. That could be something you're definitely learning to be more in control of those feelings that come and say, we don't have that many options. This is the best one. And it's like, no, there's many good options. Or else she wouldn't be sitting here like, I don't know what cup to choose. No, there's many good options. Keep your options open, okay? That's what you need to know. Five of Cups, no need to be sad or cry over spilled milk because you are the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands can get whoever she wants. Okay. Now, the Two of Wands says your decisions decide your future here, nothing else. So there is something here about you making better decisions or having to make a decision in your life, an upcoming decision. And you're the only person who can make it. Okay, let's see what else is coming through for you guys. Jesus, these are way too many. I mean, actually, not really. Okay, we'll keep them. I'm like, I thought it was half the deck, but it really isn't. Oh, it might have been. Oh, it definitely was. It definitely was. I'll take. Oh, hold up now. See? We'll keep them. I'm sorry, because I'm like, wait, these are actually tying into what I was saying, so we'll keep them. So we have luck as your first card. So there's something here about you being very lucky. This is definitely giving it's raining men, it's raining cats and dogs. A lot of options coming through for you guys because we have this lucky crow here, and it's literally raining fish. I never knew that crows eat fish, but it's coming through. Instead of him having to go looking for them, the fishes are coming to him from the sky. He's just sitting there, and all he has to do is open his mouth, and they're falling right in. That's literally all you have to do. That's what you need to know, honestly. All you have to do is sit there and look pretty, and all these options are going to come flocking to you. There's no need to be crying and saying, why do they never choose me? If they don't choose you, on to the next one. That's it. That is all. Okay? The next one we have here is the Knight. The next card we have is the Knight for what do you need to know. There could be something here about, I'm hearing Dark Night of the Soul. That could be something you're currently going through. And it would make sense why your emotions seem a little more volatile all over the place with the Seven of Cups and the Five of Cups. Things seem a little up in the air and unsure right now, but I'm hearing illumination is coming because we have the full moon here, and the full moon is when we kind of release things. So it's like being not exposed. And that's funny because we have exposed coming through in one of the cards, so maybe it is feeling exposed with someone. Because we have exposed right here. And look, yeah, we have a big old eagle coming in. What you want, eagle? Leave this crow alone. Do eagles eat other... Or is this a hawk? I think it's a hawk. Do hawks eat other birds? How ghetto. How ill. Please. Not cannibalism. Anyway. But the night is definitely giving. I feel like when the night comes, I feel more peaceful. So I'm going to take this as how I represent the night. Because many people think of the night and think of darkness and bleakness and it's cold and it's lonely. That could be what's going. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know. But when I think of the night, I think of the night as a good thing. It's when our emotions are open. We feel more. We can be ourselves unabashedly. We're not hiding from anyone because there's no sun that's glaring on our, insecurities. The moon kind of like illuminates us and makes us shine in a beautiful way. It makes us look eerie and ethereal instead of the harsh light of the sun that, points out all our insecurities. Okay? That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this night card, where you're going to be beautifully illuminated instead of a harsh light being cast on you, okay? But with the Knight, we're going to be feeling with the Knight and then exposed coming out after, I feel like I can't talk. I'm getting tongue-tied a lot. With the Knight and then exposed coming out after, the Knight is also 33. That could be an important number coming through here in age. We have 28 and we have 33. You could be meeting someone who's 33. You could be 28 or 17, which I guess. I don't really make readings for 17-year-olds, but if you're here, what up? Okay, nothing got too serious that you couldn't watch. But we have exposed here. You're going to be feeling a little exposed, emotionally exposed. And I love how we have that, and then we have commitment coming through here. So a commitment is definitely coming through for you guys, okay? And then we have communication, all the C's, huh? So you could be getting a message from somebody who wants to take you out, or multiple people who want to take you out. And one of these options could lead to commitment. That's what you need to know. And then you have influence. I love how these cards are really coming out to clarify, because the Emperor would give me someone who has influence as well as the Queen of Wands. This person could be an influencer. You could be an influencer. Someone in this connection has some kind of influence over the other person, which is why you may feel called to dash up your defenses, but Spirit is like, no, 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 no. Bring them down. It's like I'm hearing talk. Let's have conversations in the dark. The world is sleeping. I'm awake with you. Ooh, I got my eyes on you. And you say that you're not worthy, and you get hung up on your scars. But in my eyes, you are perfect as you are. Exactly. Oh my gosh, what I've been saying the whole reading. Conversations in the Dark by John Legend. Okay? He's like, you say that you're not worthy, you get caught up on your flaws, but in my eyes, you are perfect as you are. You won't ever have to change you, because you're everything I prayed for. I won't break your heart, or you're everything I prayed to. This person that's seeing you as a god is a person that's coming in. Yeah, I love this energy, honestly. Okay, there you have it. Influence. There's something here about that, but conversation in the dark, like I was saying with the Knight card coming through. In the nighttime, we are able to be vulnerable. That's when people like open up, when you're snuggling. Pillow talk is coming through as well. So vulnerable conversations, either over the phone or in person, where you're exposing, yeah, who you are and yourself. My heart, aw, this energy feels like so tender and like intimate, right? And that's that Seven of Wands coming down. So you could be like putting down your defenses. And that's what you need to know, that in order to obtain this connection you want so badly, your defenses have to come down a little bit. And I do believe that was one of the things that was like glaringly obvious about Bella on Love Island. She didn't want to be vulnerable. She didn't want to seem like she was interested in Nick, and that's one thing he complained about, saying, I don't think she's interested in me. You know what I mean? And then when she started showing interest, he started, like, oh, okay, I like her a little more now. But he still ended up choosing the girl, I meant to say, who was chalanting over him instead of Bella, who started off like being more closed off. You can be like chaste, and you can be someone who's protecting their body and stuff like that, but you can also be vulnerable with someone. And she wasn't really being that with him. So the fact that she was like, no one ever chooses me, and it's like, girl, you weren't even being open and vulnerable with that man. Y'all were not having any kind of vulnerable conversations. You know what I mean? But she was also only like 22, so I can't really blame her. You don't really, there's not much you know at 22, child, okay? Unless you live a hard life, okay? But that's the vibe that's coming through. You have to open up yourself and be a little bit vulnerable, right? Here we have resistance. This could be something you resist at first, or this is fighting against the resistance. There could be a part of you that wants to resist, and the other part of you is like, no, let's not do that. Let's give into it. Give into the feeling. I got this feeling inside my bones. Yeah, you can't resist it. Yeah, that's the vibe coming through for me. The connection you find with this person or multiple people is you can't resist it. I can't stop the feeling. It's a song that's coming through by Justin Timberlake. And then here we have risk, because love is a risk, exactly. Resistance, bruh. Resistance is futile, because the risk of love is always going to be worth it in the end. The risk of falling deeply for someone, to opening up to someone, exposing yourself to someone. it's always worth it in the end, especially if you do find that love. So there's a decision here you have to make. Like the Two of Wands says, but it's only something you can make. Okay, are you going to be open? You're going to be closed. You're going to be, dating around or just sticking to one person. Keep your options open is what I'm hearing. But you can also be vulnerable with each person that you meet. And you can do it. Like there's nothing to be scared of or I'm hearing ashamed of. There's nothing to be ashamed of or scared of. You're the Queen of Wands. Like what won't they want? What else do we need to know about? Okay, we have liar. Why does this card stay showing up? It's so annoying. Be careful if someone's sneaky. So one of the people coming through could be sneaky. Here we have challenges. Make a decision. Work on inner healing. That is something that you do need to do. That's coming through. We'll be talking about that already. Confirmation. That's all. Oh my. We have intimacy. Literally what I was saying as well. Yeah, intimacy is coming. That's what you need to know. Sexual chemistry reminiscing. Okay. We also have sexuality, not both sexuality and intimacy coming through. Oh, hush. I'm almost finished. And then we have spy. So somebody could be spying on you. Maybe you have like a lot of people spying on you. Maybe you have one person in particular spying on you. That's could be this Emperor, the Aries, the energy coming through. Okay? And there's something here about doing your research with this person, getting to know them. That's how we have the intimacy here. There will be challenges because love is not easy, okay? And if it is, then great for you. But for most people, it's not easy, okay? Maybe there's something here about you lying, or spirit is saying, there's no need to lie. And I love how I was like, we had judgment, and judgment does kind of give me challenges to overcome, like multiple tests you have to overcome. How ghetto. Like I said, be careful. Not be careful, but it ain't easy out here. Okay, what they give it, they can take away. Okay, let's see what else. Let's get some inspirational cards here. Some last final messages. But there's no need for you to lie or hide. Be careful of someone who is lying to you and being sneaky. Okay, there is someone spying on you right now. I feel like this is the person that likes you, because we have many options, guys. You have lots of people who want to be with you, but they're spying on you. Someone. Feel called to this one too. Wow, release your emotional baggage. I've never gotten this one yet, but it looks really pretty. Aragonite. Maybe I have gotten it. The Aragonite sounds familiar. But release your emotional baggage. Okay. We have Kyra praise. Allow yourself to receive. Oh, exactly. Allow yourself to receive love. Did I just shake the camera in some kind of way? Well, we'll leave it like that. And then we have Apophyllite, which is stay positive. Okay, so stay positive about your love life. Okay, release this emotional baggage and allow yourself to receive. I love that. Allow yourself to receive. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Ignite Your Passion, Garnet. Ignite your passion. So passion was definitely coming through, and it stayed throughout the whole reading, okay? But this is like a very beautiful card. Can't even lie. Because why are you not focusing? Behave. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. I'm like, why does it seem more shaky now? But yeah, that's what we have here for you guys. Now you can see the card a little better, but the flash is like pissing me off. But that's what I have for y'all. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. Don't give up is literally the message of the reading. Don't give up. Your love is out there. You're gonna have options, okay? It may take some challenges, that you have to overcome. But I do think there's someone who has their eye on you right now. Okay, so good luck with that. I hope you get what you want from the person. I hope you get everything you want in love. If this reading resonated, like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group. Forrest, welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 4 or however you find yourself here, welcome. Today we are going beyond the veil and figuring out what you need to know most right now. We're going to ask Spirit to tap us into any messages that you need to know right now. Honestly, it's that simple, that straightforward. Okay. Maybe to stop touching your face. Because I'm touching my face. I don't know why I'm like breaking out a little bit. Like, you know, when you start having like heat rash, that's what I'm getting right now. So maybe take better care of your skin. That could be a message coming through. But the first card we have out on the table is when in doubt, your first gut feeling can always be trusted. This is the bottom of the deck energy, the High Priestess. So there's something here about you not trusting yourself, okay? And them saying what you need to hear most right now is that you can't trust yourself. Maybe you're someone who thinks their intuition is acting really wonky lately, and it's actually not. And I can resonate the energy as well because I feel like, I don't know, like sometimes you hear stuff and things come through in the reading and it's like, really? And they're like, yeah, we saw what we said. And then it's like, okay, we'll go with it. And then it kind of ends up resonating for someone. So it's like there's no need for you to doubt what you're hearing or feeling. Now, I forgot to say, if you're hearing the AC in the background, I apologize. It is now summer, and I haven't gotten those not headphones, speakers, or whatever your things that you put in the phone that blocks out the background noise. Maybe I should invest in them now. I wasn't thinking ahead, but now I know, and I might just get them. But it's usually really cool in the office, but we have to use the regular AC in the window because there's just a bunch of stuff going on, honestly. And it's funny how when I was shuffling your deck, it was really messy, and I was like, I wonder if their reading is going to be about things being messy. And now we have an energy of all over the place. Things are really difficult, hard to explain coming through. So things in your life can be very difficult and hard to explain right now. But one thing that you should know is that you can trust your first gut feeling. Your intuition is not leading you astray, okay? Now let's see what else comes through for you guys. Look at that. Hey, group 4, please, Spirit, group 4. What they need to know most right now, please, Spirit. What do they need to know most right now? I have my AirPods in. I'm hoping that it kind of blocks out some of the noise. I'm not 100% sure, but I have to charge my phone, so I can't use my wired headphones like I was for the other readings. We have Judgment. Wow. So something is happening. Something is happening in your life. And it's kind of like a little bit of a test, because Judgment can be a test. I'm trying to explain this more articulately, okay? Give me a second. Okay, so you're going through some sort of initiation. That's the best way to put it, because you're being taken to a higher level, a higher frequency, stuff like that. You're in an ascension period in your life right now. So if things may seem challenging or back-to-back problems that you have to solve, it's kind of like, yeah, you're being bombarded with a bunch of tests so Spirit can, I guess, see how well you would do. Like, I'm making it sound so basic, but it is as simple as that. They're trying to see how good you will do under pressure, how much you may have grown or changed. They're trying to discover your merit, kind of thing. It's like how this, it's funny actually, because I've been watching Arrow. After mentioning it in like that one future spouse reading, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna actually watch every single episode instead of just whatever episode is on at the time, which is what I did when it was like running. I'm like, I never fully watched it from the beginning to the end, but I knew what was going on. I would see him pop up when I would watch Flash and stuff like that, or DC Legends of Tomorrow, but I'm like, why did I never want to watch Arrow? Maybe it was, I was meant to watch it now. But anyway, in season 2, there's a lot of stuff about crucibles and how people go through crucibles and it either makes them better or stronger for it. Some people don't make it out of crucibles at all. And then some people get lost in the pain. That's something that one of the characters in season 2, I think his name is like Alderman or something. We find out that he's a bad guy in the same episode where he's out here spitting, bars, but it's fine, I guess. But he's like, when you go through a crucible, it either makes you stronger, right? You come out of it better for it.
you come out not at all, so you don't make it through. Or there's some people who get stuck in the pain because pain is all they felt, all they feel comfortable feeling, and they don't know how to get to the other side. And I'm like, whoo, bars. He explained it so much better than me. And actually, the beginning of the episode starts off with, let me calling him Alexander. That is not his name. His name is Oliver. Sorry. Oliver being on a ship somewhere, and I just saw 222, very chaotic. Sorry, bear with me. He's on a ship somewhere locked in a cage, and somebody comes and shoots him in the stomach, and like he passes out from the pain, and then he wakes up to like I guess, a stitching kit outside of his cell, and he's like asking the cellmate next to him, like, what is this? And he's like, it's to measure your pravich or something like that. It's a Russian word for strength. And he's like, huh? And the guy is like, it's to measure your strength, if you're strong enough to take out the bullet and stitch yourself back up, or would you let it kill you or get infected and you'll die. So there's something here about your strength being tested, I guess you could say. We'll see what else comes through. I don't think it's that drastic, not to scare you or anything, but it's just something here about spirit, like, putting you through a few tests to see if you're ready to move to the next level, which is basic life stuff. They're ready to promote you, is what I'm hearing. Or maybe you're going through all these lessons because life is going to be treating you soon. And it's freaking crazy how I was talking about the whole pravich or whatever, the Russian word for strength, and we have actual strength coming out. Coincidence? I think not. Okay? But it takes a great strength to be soft. Maybe they're giving you challenges that are not hard at all. Maybe they're giving you challenges that require you to be more soft. So they can see if you've grown from the person who, I'm hearing, hyper dependent, who was hyper dependent, didn't know how to ask for help. So maybe now you're able to ask for help. That makes a lot of sense. I think that is one of Oliver's biggest problems or challenges to overcome on the show, to being able to ask for help and rely on other people, to trust people in general. Maybe you're going through challenges that are asking you to trust more than you're comfortable with, trust the universe more than you're comfortable with, even if it's not people. And it's kind of scaring you a little bit. It's psyching you out. And if anybody gets annoyed by me bringing up examples from television shows that I've watched to help you better understand the reading, get out of my face right now. I'm not putting up with it anymore. Like, people are just so entitled and disrespectful in the world, I swear. They're coming under somebody's reading saying, you explain things too much. You use too many examples from shows you've never seen. How about you watch the show then? Which is why I recommend you watch whatever show or movie comes through, because it can better help you understand what I'm speaking about. Like, yeah, I be complaining about any little thing. It's very funny to me, but also disgusting at the same time. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Because look at how I talked about that one exact episode and the word that was coming through just for the card to come through. Like, what's the problem? It's helping me better explain your reading to you. So if you want me to just sit here and talk ish and not know what I'm talking about and just, blabber on, I could do that too. But anyway, we have the Knight of Cups. See, there's something in your life asking you to be soft, asking you to believe in the unbelievable, to feel giddy, to romanticize your life is a Knight of Cups energy, right? To believe in crushes and happily ever afters and movie moments and main character energy and the meet cutes and that kind of stuff. Happily ever after, I didn't say it already. That is kind of what you are wishing to know most right now. That you're being challenged right now to see if we know you can be strong. We want to know if you can be soft now. It's the vibe that's coming through here. Oh my. And then we have the Tower. Yes, absolutely. It's upheaval, it's change, it's being uncomfortable. It's things becoming so uncomfortable for you that you have nothing to do but to change course, change direction, to do something different than what you've been doing so far. And it's kind of like, and whatever challenges that are being brought to you right now, like I said, don't think of challenge as a bad thing. It's something that's making you stronger, right? It's a test, that kind of stuff in school. That's not even a better explanation because we all hated tests in school. I did anyway.
As someone who did pretty good in school, I hated tests anyway, either way. But you're giving a test to like be strong and open up and be vulnerable and live that soft life and just believe that things happen for a reason and you're deserving and worthy of good things. And it's kind of like you're feeling, not feeling right now, but it's like that's something that you're not comfortable with, right? And it's something that spirit has been seeing you struggle with, and now they're giving you these tests, so you kind of have no choice but to do that and be that. It's the vibe that's coming through for you guys. And the fact that the camera keeps, I'm trying to charge my phone and record at the same time, so I keep getting caught with the wire and the phone keeps twisting. So it's kind of like I fix it and then it twists again. I fix it and then it twists again. That kind of thing is coming through. So when you think you've overcome something or changed or become better, improved, they give you another test and you find out, oh wait, maybe there's more that I can do. That kind of thing. But the Knight of Cups says romanticize the present moment every chance you get. And the next card we have here is get ready. Things are about to get shaken up. Yeah. So things are changing, okay? For the better, for the worse, the world may never know. We have the Nine of Swords, but I'm hearing you're worried for no reason. There's no reason for you to be worried about what this thing is, because right after the Nine of Swords, we have the Sun card coming out. So you're worried for no reason. The Nine of Swords says we all get a bit carried away with our worries sometimes. So there is a lot of stuff that you're worried about, but right after we have the Sun, give yourself permission to experience joy. That's a little, it's kind of like spirit is trying to hand you the good life on the silver platter, and you're kind of like, no, I don't want it, because it involves too much. What's the perfect word that I could think of? Hope, faith, you know? Like, is things really this good? Like, am I actually gonna make it to the rainbow that I've been asking for this whole time? Like, am I stepping into this era of love and abundance and happiness and being able to be myself and frolic in the meadow after being in this tower energy for so long and only learning how to survive? Can I actually live now instead of just survive? And you're kind of like, nope, nah. You're overthinking of the Nine of Swords, like, nope, this can never be me. I'm good. And you're being given all these chances to just sit in that energy of hope and faith and happy ever afters and rainbows and gumdrops. You're kind of like, nah, this doesn't feel right. I'm leaving. And Spirit is like, why are you leaving? Have you not learned that you can be soft now? It's fine. And you're kind of like, I don't think so. I don't feel safe in that energy. I need to be on my P's and Q's and always struggling and always upset and always the one obstacle after the other. And Spirit is like, not really. And you're kind of like, yes, really. And I don't know who's going to win this tug of war, right? The phone keeps twisting. I put it back. Look, it keeps twisting. I'm looking at it, and I don't know why it keeps doing that. Actually starting to annoy me, but that's what's coming through here. They're like, hey, it's time for you can see life through rose-colored glasses. And you're like, nope, I don't trust it. Which is understandable based on what you've been through, but it's kind of like, it's time to be soft. That's it. It's time to move out of this treehouse in the tower and stay in the real house. You're literally watching your treehouse that was your only source of survival for years blow up in front of you, and you're getting a brand new house out of it. You're kind of like, no, 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 no. I miss my treehouse. This house is too nice. It's too comfortable, right? It's the vibe that I'm getting. You're the opposite of Goldilocks. You're not looking for your just right. You're looking for your struggle and strife. Okay. And then it's funny how I just felt called to pick this up from the top of the deck, and it's the Death card, Broom. Tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. That's something you could be resisting right now. You're feeling the need to clean, to purge, to move on, to do things differently or better, I'm hearing. And you're kind of like, nah, I'm seeing 1111 right now as I say that. You're like, nah, I think I'm good where I'm at, because you've become comfortable in the pain. And it's kind of like you don't have to. Spirit is like, we're offering something better now, right? But that would mean you giving up everything you've earned or believed thus far, and it's scary. We have donations, all this kind of stuff coming through for you guys. Giving away a lot of stuff, welcoming the new stuff that's coming your way. And giving up stuff is hard as well. That's something else you need to know. There's a lot that you have to probably give up. Probably old beliefs, old coping mechanisms, old clothes, right? Stuff like that, as simple as that. Things that don't fit anymore, things you never wear anymore, things like that. You're not the same person you were when you bought those things. It's fine to give them away, right? I have that problem as well because there's a bunch of clothes that I bought during COVID, guys. I bought a bunch of cute things, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna wear this one day, and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And then up to this day, COVID was 5 years ago. As hard as it is to believe, sometimes it still feels like it was yesterday. I have never worn some of the clothes that I bought since then. And every time I go to like clear things out to buy more stuff, I'm like, no, don't, like you're holding on to something that you don't need anymore, that you don't want, that no longer represents you and who you are, and you're just doing it because you're, I don't know, because it just gives you comfort for whatever reason. I don't know why I do it. I'm like, I've never worn this. I don't plan on ever wearing it. But I'm like, but maybe the Nine of Swords. But maybe I may need this dress one day in the near future. And it's kind of like, you know you won't, but you still can't let it go. That's the vibe that's coming through for you guys. Let it go, sis or sir. Let it go. I will if you will. Because I'm ready to go home and throw away all my stuff, especially in this heat. Now that it's so hot, I'm like, oh my gosh, everywhere I look, there are things I can't. I'm starting to like feel claustrophobic. And I'm ready to burn everything down like they did this treehouse in the tower. Like, nah, I can't do this. Right? That's the vibe coming through. So you need to clear and freshen up your energy. Those are the tests you're being given. Can you let go of the old to welcome in the new? It's as simple as that. And I think the new is going to be so much better and fit you better for where you are right now, for where you are at right now, for where you are right now. Interesting. Um, and you're just scared for you're scared to walk into the unknown, essentially. Now let's get some cards from this deck and see what comes through. The unknown is always scary. It's fine. But whatever you're fearing, oh, I love that at the bottom of the deck, fearing. Whatever you're scared of, or whatever you're feeling is the right thing to do and the right step to take, it's right. Even if it's something you've never done before, you're kind of like, why would I even be thinking that I could do that? Like, that's impossible. It isn't. It isn't. You're being called to do that for whatever reason. So I'm giving examples. If you want your own place, for example, and you know you can't afford it, like you don't have enough money to pay rent every month, so you're like, why don't I even start looking for a house? Start looking, because you never know what could happen. You can win the lottery tomorrow, right? You can get a better job offer tomorrow that can help you afford everything you want. Like, just start looking, right? But you're like, I can't afford that dress, but you want a dress really badly. You need a dress. Look, you never know. You want to move out of your house or want to move into a bigger place. But you're like, there's no way I can afford a new place right now. Look, you never know. Those are the vibes coming through for you guys. Now, here we have anomaly. We have anomaly, but there's some weird things amiss here. Weird things going to be happening to you. Like, I don't know what it, like you could win a free house and a free sweepstakes, stuff like that. You could get someone who offers to pay all your rent. And these things sound far-fetched, right? But it's giving not for you guys. It's not as far-fetched as it may seem, but you have to start getting ready for that thing. If you do want to move out, you can't take all the old stuff with you. It's time for you to donate some things, get rid of some things. Like, it's reminding me of when I was first watching Monet McMichael. She's like a influencer on social media, get ready to move into her new place. Before she even left, her house was, I mean, the place where she was living was small. All she had was a room. And of course, all the things from that room could have gone with her. But she took her time to go through all the things she did not need anymore, did not want to bring with her. Because when you buy your own house, you know it comes with buying new things as well. So there's no need to take stuff from the old house with you into the new house, essentially, is what's going through or what's coming through here for you guys, right? And it's time for you to get rid of the old stuff that you don't really need. It's just clutter. And you're not going to use it in this new place either. It's what's coming through. Like, look at how she's coming outside and looking out her beautiful window with a beautiful flower bed and her cat, and everything's like sparkling and shiny. And it's like you're going to be finding a place that's exactly where you're meant to be, whether it's a house, a person, a thing. Yo, this heat is really coming with people. That's like the fifth ambulance I've heard pass by in like the last hour and a half. I'm not surprised though, because that heat is very ridiculous outside, okay? And then we have this beautiful woman in the strength card sitting in a brand new couch and also sparkling and shining. And then we have this beautiful girl in the background. She has a new house. And like I said here, she's looking at her old house burn and she's in this new house like, am I ready for this next step? And Spirit is like, you are. If it's something that has been constantly crossing your mind, I want to move out. I want to move away. I'm ready to move on. That was placed in your heart for a reason, right? So lean into it. You know what I mean? But first, start by decluttering your current life, is what I'm hearing. Here we have luck. Period. Beautiful. Things are going to start falling from the sky. Anomaly and luck. This is what I was literally saying. You're going to find someone or find something that allows you to get everything you want, but for the perfect price for you. Because Spirit is like, man, just go for it. We have your back. Do it. It's gonna start. Money's gonna start falling from the sky. Whatever you've been wishing for that moment is gonna start falling from the sky. As soon as you take that first step. So yeah, go for it, guys. Here we have night coming through. You can't even see that. Night, much better. I don't even know what this represents in the deck. Maybe I should read it. So it says, it is here that all the chatter, all the noise, all the action of the day subsides and quiet returns. Night creates a space to contemplate the day as a whole. What event had the most significant impact and how will you grow? Are there events such as petty squabbles that serve you little and can be released into the dark? Night brings to you your awareness, your sleep hygiene. Night brings to your awareness your sleep hygiene. Okay, that makes more sense. The ability to get a solid 8 hours of sleep has been proven to not only help you boost your mood, but also improve your health. Both dementia and heart disease are linked to lack of sleep. Do you practice healthy sleeping habits? Are your nights filled with restorative sleep, or does your racing mind keep you awake? Wow. And we have the Nine of Swords. Interesting. When the night card appears, you may need to focus on creating a healthy bedtime routine. Oh, they said, y'all. You have to focus on creating a healthy bedtime routine if you're not sleeping enough. And that's what they want to tell you as well. Here we have displacement. This, every time it comes out, it does give me travel. It gives me Five of Pentacles. It's moving out of your comfort zone, feeling like you are adrift, lost in the wind, not sure where to go or what to do. And that's the vibe that I'm getting with the displacement card. Like you don't belong. So maybe you find your own like I said, place, or you get a new job and you're kind of like, I don't think I belong here. This job is too pushy for me. This relationship is too lovey-dovey for me. This person looks too good for me. That kind of thing is coming through. Like not knowing your worth or believing you're worthy of good things, or not even worthy of good things, but some things are just too good to be true for you. And Spirit is like, nothing's too good for you, okay? Oh, and the last card we sorry guys, my phone, since I'm charging it and doing this reading at the same time, it said it was too hot, so the flash turned off. But I have my light, thank God. Okay, so we have commitment coming through, which is super duper cute. Okay, so we have commitment. And of course it represents, love, committing yourself to someone, that kind of thing is coming through as well. So open up your heart to that. Maybe you don't think you're worthy of or you can't fathom finally being happy, finally having someone who dotes on you. And like I said, that whole being soft and open yourself up to love and what you really truly deserve and want energy, It's kind of like someone who's always wanted their own place, but now they're being given the option to do it, or it's something that keeps nagging them, or something they could actually do. It's kind of like you're getting, stage fright, cold feet, you know? You finally found the perfect relationship you've manifested your whole life, and now you're kind of like self-sabotaging it because it's too good to be true, kind of thing, Those are the vibes that I'm getting from you guys with the commitment card. But what you need to know is that this commitment is coming in, right? And this is also giving me conversation in the dark. You may have felt called to group 3, or you're coming from group 3, because this is someone who, like, it's kind of the same vibe. You're scared to open up and be vulnerable with someone. You're scared to get left, is what I'm hearing. but you're kind of giving this person who represents everything you want this thing that represents everything you want, and instead of embracing it, you're kind of running away from it. Maybe this has to do with you having commitment issues in general. It doesn't have to be relationship focused, because a lot of people have commitment issues with signing a lease or staying in one job, or that kind of thing. There's lots of examples, but that is coming through for you. A commitment is coming your way. You need more sleep, which has been coming through a lot in all the readings, honestly. And I'm tired myself. I know I don't get 8 hours of sleep, which is not something to brag about, but I just can never stay asleep. Or maybe it's because I go to sleep too late. I don't know. I'll have to start, how do you say, experimenting with that. Maybe if I go to sleep earlier, I'll get more sleep. I don't know how that works, but we'll go with that. But that's what's coming through for you guys. You need more sleep. Okay, a commitment is coming your way. An anomaly, something you weren't experiencing, and great luck as well. Let's see if we can get any more insights. I just saw date night in this deck. We'll see what comes out. For my group fours, please, Spirit, what they need to know, please. Can you clarify any of the messages we got? We have confession. Someone has to tell you something. What? These are my confessions. Just when I thought I said all I could say, someone has something to tell you. That is juicy. What else can you tell me? Can you clarify any of the messages? Maybe someone wants to be in a commitment with you and you're kind of like running from them, and they're like, hey, stop running from me. What's the problem? Or they see you as someone who's a runner and they're scared to even confess they have feelings for you because they know you'll run from them. Or they have an inkling you'll run from them. Here we have divorce, experiencing a breakup. Okay. This could be someone you're divorced from or you've experienced a breakup with. Or this could be someone who is divorced if you're not divorced. Can we clarify any more of the messages for my group fours? Please, Spirit, what they need to know. We have commitment coming through again. Wow. Things are getting serious. Okay, so if you're dating someone right now, things will be getting more serious. This is so cute. And here we have challenges, which is the first thing that I said that was coming through for y'all. Make a decision, work on inner healing. So you or your person could have gone through divorce, and that could have led to you not believing in good things or happily ever after, but now you're getting a chance at that again. And they're saying don't run. Don't sabotage, just accept. Very interesting reading for you guys here. But yeah, that's what this judgment card is like. Like I said, they're trying to figure out or testing you to see if you're actually ready for these things because they're coming in. I'm also hearing more responsibility. At the bottom of the deck, we have gambling, problems with addiction or gambling, bad finances. Maybe that's something else coming through as well. You're being challenged to see if you can spend responsibly. Very interesting. Last deck we're going to use for you guys. We're going to get some inspiration, some affirmation for my group fours, please, Spirit. What they need to hear. Oh, my stomach is hurting. We have the Sunstone. Take pleasure in the things you do. Take pleasure in the things you do. That stone is gorgeous. Here we have Citrine. Bring in the light. Didn't the sun come out for you guys? I think it did. And these are two, I think, sun-based stones, if I'm not mistaken. Take pleasure in the things you do. Bring in the light. I love that, honestly. You want it to fall out. We have a 𝐓𝐿𝐴, live in the now. This is also another one of my favorites. It looks so pretty. Okay, let's try to make this somewhat appealing. Come on now. Citrine. And the 𝐓𝐿𝐴. live in the now. These are beautiful messages. Wow. Take pleasure in the things you do. Bring in the light. Live in the now. We'll get one more to make it even. Group 4, please. We have Phantom Courts. Embrace change. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of changes coming your way, and you may be experiencing a little small test to realize, to see, not realize, maybe there's something to realize as well, but to see if you are able to actually get the full gamut of what Spirit wants to give you right now. You're getting a little inklings, you're getting a little taste of it, right? Just so they see if you get the whole shebang, if you'll be able to handle it. That's up to you. But they said take pleasure, okay, live in the now, and bring in the light, and embrace change. This is pretty. All these crystals are beautiful. But look at this. Oh, that's gorgeous. Can you behave? That's gorgeous. Okay. So I'm going to leave you reading right here. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me. Use my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye.